What's good, Knicks Nation? Big Saturday night in the big city. Your boy Dexter Henry here. New York Got Game. Knicks live watch party. Got my guy Brian Fonseca with me. Got my guy Kazim Famuide is here in the building. You know him. You see him on a bunch of platforms. 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, of course. I would list all your platforms, and I did that once. It was a lot.
It was here for a while. But
you know what I mean? But you're hustling, but you're here. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm happy and nervous. I'm happy and nervous at the same time.
Is this, and Brian and I were talking about this a little bit before you got here. Is this the most nervous you've been for a Knick game?
In a way, nah. In a weird way, I was more nervous before Game 5. I was like, man.
Really?
Yeah, no, I can see that.
I was more nervous for Game 5. I'm like, don't blow it at home.
Right.
Don't blow it at home, right? Like, you could almost, I'm not speaking anything negative into existence, but you could almost, expect losing Game 6 on the road, all that type of stuff, right? So I'm not nervous, but you don't want to get this far and then be like, we were right there. So
see, but that's the thing for me. Because you're right here.
Yeah.
Right? You're so close to pushing it for the Game 7. I think a lot of Knicks fans and people around the team doing stuff will say, if they get it back home to the Garden, you feel really good about that.
Dexter, it's wild because it's like, I am a basketball lover at first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But Knicks have my heart.
Yeah.
Right?
Understood.
So it's like, as a basketball fan, how do you not want Game 7 in Madison Square Garden?
You gotta want it.
For the marbles to go to the NBA Finals? Who would not want that? So not even as a Knicks fan, as a fan of basketball, you should be rooting for the Knicks to win this game, man. Like it's granted, the entire series has been incredible. It's been such a back and forth series. And
do you even have a feeling? Because Brian said to me, Brian, y'all let you say what you said about this game earlier. You tell what you like. I have no idea how this is gonna go.
I've talked myself into every possible outcome. I feel like the Knicks could blow them out. I feel like the Pacers could blow them out. I feel like it might be close. It can go either way.
Yep.
We saw what happened in Game 1 where the Pacers came back and the Knicks sort of in Game 3 got theirs back.
Yep.
It's been a back and forth series. It's been close. I have no idea what to expect right now.
Man, Knicks got the tip.
And what they could always expect.
Listen,
I keep saying that's the one guy that I expect every single game on the Knicks' behalf to come through.
I got to shout out one of my producers, Tommy Hogan, who hit me with something that Nick Wright had brought up the other day. I didn't realize that as the Pacers score there, if Haliburton misses or his first shot, his numbers are down significantly. If he makes the first shot that he attempts,
I saw that stat. That's an incredible stat, but I think there's something to that, right? Like Tyrese Haliburton is the real engine for this team, and bucket, go 2 for 2, Jalen Brunson. Tyrese Haliburton really is the engine for this team, and it feels like once he gets going offensively, like he's already a willing passer. But if he's scoring the ball, also, this Indiana Pacers team is really tough to deal with. So maybe missing that first shot gets him going a little slowly. Like he's known to start slow if he does start slow. And the Knicks are.
Got to hit those middies.
Yeah, they got to hit those middies.
So we're going to be watching Haliburton's first shot whenever he takes it. He hasn't taken it yet. It's not what you want. Ooh, Knicks dodge a bullet there. He'll take the foul.
Yeah,
not a good
shout out to everybody in the chat watching. Fritz, I see you. Brian Racine, I see you. Go Knicks, orange and blue skies. Okay, so the good vibes go. Now, for people watching, I understand you're looking at this right now. You see the hat? It says Game 7. I did it because I believe in positivity.
Yes.
I was like, look, I'm going to come out here.
Oh, wow.
Just not great timing.
Not a great time.
I was out here speaking about positivity, and then we saw negativity.
We didn't even get the full play.
Well, I did see it. No, they actually showed the full play. Inbound was bad. It was overthrown.
Who threw that?
I think Mikal Bridges threw that pass, but they are pressuring Brunson much like they did in Game 3 and 4.
They're going to try to wear him down. Oh,
it looks like he got backcourt.
That was very close.
Got away with it right there. See, but this is what Indiana does. If they're pushing that offense out to start so far away from three, lob it up.
Hey! I didn't think he was going to get that.
I didn't think he'd get it either. But the Knicks are getting great buckets, man. This is a good feeling if you're a Knicks fan.
Yeah,
you're getting
in this kind of game.
You're getting downhill. You're playing defense already. Brunson's got 2 buckets already. He's going for a third. He feels good.
I thought he was going to take that, too.
I think he is.
Oh, he wants this Haliburton match.
Come on, Bridges.
That was a good pass.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
There you go.
Knicks come out firing.
You need that on the road in a game 6.
Yes, you want to take the crowd out of it quick.
Facts. I'll get back to my game 7 half point when we see some more positivity.
Now let's see. Is Tyrese Haliburton going to miss his first shot? This is the big one right here. Is he going
to take it?
Oh, that looks
almost cookies.
This is how
that's going the other way.
That's a little bit how their offense looked last game to start too. But they were again late in the shot clock is where the Knicks want them, and that's what they kept getting last game. They kept getting Pacer possessions late in the shot clock. Pacers weren't able to run like they used to.
Good recognition for the pass there to Bridges.
And that's the one person, if you're a Knicks fan, you want to see get going quickly. That looks like it's off. Yeah, it's off. Uh-oh.
Could be
Shout
good.
out Nick Wright.
Shout out to Nick Wright.
Hold that. Bottom.
Oh, I thought that was going in too.
Come on, Mitch. On this side, Mitch.
I like you kicked it out.
Oh.
That hit Bridges?
Yeah, hit Bridges' leg. Yeah.
I like it, yeah.
Damn.
I thought
that one burns because you feel like, damn, they could have pushed that to 8. It's like these
Carlisle would have called a timeout. He doesn't wait too long. He would have called an early timeout.
You want those shots that take this crowd out the game early. You know, they're hyped up.
Ready for that pass.
They want this. Yeah, that's great defense.
Cat.
I like that though. I like that. I like
the defense looks good though, right?
You know, they're moving, they're flying, and that's a big thing to watch out for too. Karl Anthony-Towns and those fouls, man. Like you want to make sure he can get through the first quarter with less than 2 fouls. If he can do that, I really like the way this Knicks team is going to look. Big shot for Pascal.
That's a big shot. They needed that, especially as the Knicks had couple chances, 3 chances, right, to push it to 8.
The Knicks defense is carried over so far. Last game was their best 48 minutes. We talked about it of the series, and their defense was really the staple of that. It's carried over so far in this first few possessions.
Good control.
Oh my gosh.
They wanted to travel, but it wasn't.
That was a decel step right there.
Yeah,
I know it looks like a travel, but it is not.
People in Indy.
Good hands by Mitch. You can't give him a wide open shot like that.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Look at how quick it just flipped.
I call timeout here if it was me.
It's only a 1-point game, but I get what you're saying.
The momentum.
The Knicks they've gotten off to a better start, but it does reflect in the scoreboard. This is kind of what was happening last game, but they ended up pulling away anyway.
Nembhard all over Brunson.
Yeah. They don't have Nesmith on him because Nesmith has won already. So that's something to watch for later.
Good take.
That's what you want more from OG right there, getting to the puck. But that's the issue right there.
That's too easy.
That's the issue. Those passes after makes, those pushing it, like just running off of missed baskets.
I swear the Pacers, if somebody falls down on a made basket, they're like, yep, we're going to push that out.
Yeah.
Every time.
And that's Haliburton, man. He's a great outlet passer. Mm-hmm. Like, you think of Kevin Love when you think of great outlet passers, but Jason Kidd, Haliburton, like, those guys get it. They don't even put it on the ground. They just go.
Nice.
Was that Cat's first touch?
Yeah, I think that was Cat's first touch, yeah. I would have loved to have it a little bit closer to the paint.
I agree. I think he shot that too quick.
That's a good shot.
They can't get lowered into playing at the Pacers' pace.
He's going to hit those, yeah.
Timeout.
Timeout, you would do it? I was thinking
I don't want to get the crowd too pumped. He's not going to do it, though.
Look, 94 feet.
I was going to get Cat touch right now.
I would, too. But deeper into the paint.
Yep.
Or open from the top of the key if you can get somebody like OG to screen for him.
I don't like that shot.
Not there.
Me neither. OG save Mitch.
Oh,
on the
my
ground.
goodness.
Oh, no.
I think
that's Indiana ball.
Yeah.
I thought
that's Knicks ball?
Body's on the floor.
I thought Mitch hit that last.
I thought he did, too.
I think so, too, yeah.
But we'll take it. I think
it's possible they review this going into the break, too.
Look how fast they get on the break, man. That's the difference.
All right, how we feeling in the chat? I guess John is in here, who's been here. Said Nembhard's in Brunson's head. JB needs to calm down, stop fouling.
I don't know if he's in Jalen's head, but I can't disprove it. I mean,
nah, you know what it is? You definitely want Brunson to be aggressive in the beginning like he was in game 5. So
he likes the Nembhard matchup.
Yeah.
Like that's the one where
he likes hunting that too.
Yeah, like Nesmith is the only guy who has like any, if you want to call it success, against Jalen Brunson, but Brunson can still score.
It's Nesmith's ability to get through those screens that's been making it really tough on Brunson, right? Like everybody else if he gets even a half a foot of space from you, he's making you pay for it. And that's the good thing that Nesmith has done on Brunson this entire series. He's waiting for those Mitch pick and rolls, and he's not just dying on the screen like a lot of other guys do. Like he's been fighting over those. So even though Brunson's still averaging like 30-something points per game, it's a laborious 30 points per game. Yeah. Unlike Game 5, where it looked like he could have had 50 if they needed him to. You know, so. That's been the big thing there. Does Nesmith have a foul already?
He has one.
He's got one? All right, well,
that's why they're not that's why they're just riding with Nembhard for now. Mm-hmm. They're like, all right, just get through the first with Nembhard, which makes sense because like Nesmith can bring a level of physicality to Brunson that Nembhard just can't.
Yeah, for sure.
For whatever reason. And he's able to get his angles easier. Like Nesmith is just a bigger dude.
Yeah.
And just is able to use his physicality in a different way. Like Nembhard's not small, but he's thinner. And Brunson, like, he'll take guys like that all the time.
Yeah, and we can't discount like the defensive effort as well, right? Yeah, like I think the difference, not just offensively, the last game was defensively with Jalen Brunson. He was really getting into shots and competing, and you know, obviously his frame could only allow so much defensively, but like you want to at least make the offense a little difficult. It was target practice on him for the first 4 games. Yeah, the fifth game was the fifth game was the first time it looked like he got a little bit of get back defensively, and we saw what happened. They won pretty comfortably, so that's going to be major, man. Like not just Brunson scoring, but like how they hunt him defensively. Like they're going to continue to hunt him, and they don't take advantage of him defensively. It'll be a long night for Indiana.
Yeah. What have you made in this series? It's funny because I went out to get some food before this, and somebody was like, "Yo, man, I don't know about tips." I forget it's a guy who works at Rock Center. Yeah, well,
let's start there. Actually,
but I know what you said. Oh my God,
where are you at with tips?
Because I've seen. I know you and I are kind of more on the same page because I've seen some of your tweets on this.
Right.
But for the people who don't know, let's start with Kaz there because Kaz said, "Oh my God," sounds like you're annoyed.
It feels like everyone we bring up here, we have to start with where are you at on tips? And then go from there.
Yeah, let's go from there. Let the people know.
I understand why folks would be frustrated with Tibbs.
Sure.
But I don't think people are really fair when it comes to criticism of Tibbs at the same time. It's like everybody, if I hear one more thing about the players are going to get worn out by what turned the game was Tibbs finally extending the bench and knowing like, hey, part of Indiana's game plan is using a lot of personnel to wear you down in the fourth quarter. So you need to use your personnel. That is a perfect example of a dude who is adjusting within this series, adjusting within the game, something that everybody's saying he's not doing.
I'm going to pause you there because what you just said was what the person I spoke to
they do get
while getting my food, he was like, yo, but he should have made those adjustments earlier.
He should have, but you're also 2 games away from the NBA Finals. How much more do you want? Like, what more do you want from this guy?
I happen to agree.
Against a good team, too.
Yeah,
what you should want as a coach to make the adjustments against a good team.
You just took out the NBA champions. There, we got to walk right there. You just took out the NBA champions. You're 2 wins away from the NBA Finals.
Right.
You are the anchor with this turnaround of a franchise that has been dying for games like this, and now you're gonna be like, "Oh, it's time to go get Mike Malone or somebody." Like
that's the thing too. Like
that person told me he wanted Mike Malone too. Yeah, that's the last.
He's the same dude, or he's gonna be. He's gonna be the same dude.
Listen, man. Jalen Brunson, and don't discount the Jalen Brunson effect of Tibbs too. That's a dude he's known since he was like,
he's gonna
10 years old. Like he's riding for his guy.
I like Cat being aggressive and trying to get closer to the rim and getting that shot.
He's got to. He's been unstoppable.
Especially with Mitch under there.
Yeah, they don't got to answer.
Oh, that's a charge. We'll take that.
That's an easy call.
And that is the defensive effort you want from Brunson. He's not going to be a guy who's going to be like Gary Payton. Yeah. But I've always said this. This has been my hot take for a long time, Dexter. I think drawn charges should be a defensive stat. I think it should be in there.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, I think that should be counted like block steals.
Yep.
Like drawing offensive fouls.
They do track. It is tracked, but I get what you're saying. Like,
but
it should be a stat. That's a terrible turnover right here. But I like Obi dribbling the ball. I know he's gonna fuck it up. Oh, that's a great shot.
I thought Obi was gonna fuck it up. I thought he was.
Me too.
No, I agree. So would you also say that we should count blocks as a stat too? Like if you get called for blocking, not blocks, actually blocking the shot.
Because that's a turnover. No, it's not a turnover.
There we go. Good pass, JB.
We should know if you're somebody who gets called with blocks.
That's fair. That's fair.
But you look at it as the same way as reaching fouls and contested shot fouls.
Right.
Like it's either a steal or a block or.
Oh, that's a tough pass.
That's a great finish.
One.
That's a great finish.
Yeah.
My goodness.
He needed that because he's been a little like he got some jitters so far.
Yeah, I mean, Karl Anthony-Towns has ate his lunch for a lot of these playoffs, and I think he's the key. I think as much as you know what you're going to get from Brunson, Karl Anthony-Towns continues to win that Miles Turner matchup, and the backup bigs are food as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
he gets Siakam sometimes too.
Yeah,
especially the second quarter. That's where he's feasting.
Yeah,
to start the second quarter. I was just checking Mitch's numbers. Mitch has 5 boards already. All offensive rebounds.
Love it.
All offensive rebounds, guys.
Hey, you know what's messed up though? They haven't taken enough advantage of that either. I feel like
was that Cat's second foul, or is he just taking an early break?
No, Cat's taking his break.
Okay.
Because Tibbs has been doing that, letting Mitch play the whole first quarter and then bringing him back to start the second.
Yeah,
which I like.
Risky, but it.
Now this is the Brunson matchup we like over here. We got the 4 men out.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got Nembhard on him.
Hart's got to be ready to shoot.
He's not getting Neesmith here.
Yeah, Brunson is not letting this go. Oh yeah, it is. My bad.
Mitch.
Josh Hart's first touch.
That's easy too. Yeah.
No fadeaway.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'm throwing this water bottle. Please stop. Stop and square it up. I'm like, yo, lay the ball up. There we go, Mitch.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on to the rock. That's a bucket.
Wow.
He shoots those.
Ooh.
Okay. Out. There we go.
All the way.
Now you can take your midi.
1-on-3.
Now you can take your midi.
Yeah, I was.
He made the right basketball play.
I was slowing that up too. Don't take the.
Easy.
Wait a minute.
My God, no foul. Okay, good D.
He
got 2-on-1. Obi's going up.
Oh, that's a good pass.
That's a good foul. Good D, man.
That's a great block.
Good D, Mikhail.
Wow.
Let's go. Take him to the rack, JB. Easy 2. Yeah, you got to feed Mikhail for that, man. You got to reward the effort.
Buckets.
Or that. That's cool, too. I like that.
Wasn't sure about that shot, but he makes those.
I love aggressive Brunson.
And especially, I like it to start the game.
Yes.
I like how the Knicks have started off this game.
They got this.
The storm.
I was about to say this is the important part. Like it's the way they've ended quarters.
Jesus.
Yes.
That has been paramount to success. That's a charge. Yep. He was sitting there waiting, Josh Hart. You got to kick that out.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to kick that out. You'll get it back.
Come on, Josh. See, John in the chat.
My God, he couldn't get more cleaner than that.
That was a great block.
What a block.
John in the chat is already. We have a guy, John, who's been here. John, we appreciate you. John is all over. He's like hard already because he's been turning the ball over the last couple of games.
Turnovers are 6-4 Knicks. Jesus.
Here we go.
How do we even combine 10
These some good minutes right here.
Combine 10 turnovers already.
I'm surprised at Brunson going out here.
I like this though because
he has not done this adjustments. Guys, Tibbs making adjustments.
This is Tibbs' defensive lineup right here. The right Shamet, Mitch, Josh Hart lineup is where they really get down and sit in that paint. And they're doing it right now. Look.
Yeah, they were great.
Just getting them out of there. Yeah, you're gonna have to pull that. You're gonna have to pull that. And that's I like this lineup, especially to close the first quarter. You want to
how they gonna score in this lineup?
Hey man, Mitch has been moving and grooving. Feed him.
I hear you.
And you got Deuce over here too. Landry Shaman's got to get himself going as well.
You got to give Tibbs credit though, because this even
right up.
Oh,
there you go.
How did he catch that?
There you go.
Not gonna catch
Great
that,
hands by Mitch.
The left.
I called it.
You said Mitch was gonna cut.
Mitch got to get it, man. Just need him for these last 2 minutes.
Mitch on pace for a double-double.
That's out of here. It's great defense.
He has to put that up high.
Great defense. This is that Tibbs defensive lineup that he loves.
I'm just surprised because I thought he's been keeping Brunson in to close these quarters.
Yeah.
So this is an adjustment which we haven't even seen this in the last 3 games. Come on.
Ooh, tough one. But you know what's still going to be talked about afterwards? Are the Knicks going to run out of energy with all the minutes these guys are playing? They're clearly playing other guys.
Thomas Bryant, corner 3.
Okay.
Wow.
Is that his first 3 of the series?
No. The series, yeah.
That might be the first Thomas Bryant thing I've ever seen in my life.
He hardly shot them in Washington and Miami, but occasionally he'll get out there and try to make
That's
it
a good
happen.
one.
Oh, that looks straight on, too.
Looks like he got hit.
Yeah, he wanted a call. I don't know if he got it.
They got to get another stop here.
Oh,
that's
come on, guys.
Easy. Oh, wow. What a look.
That's a great feed. That's a great feed.
Haliburton still hasn't scored, right?
No, he hasn't, and he hasn't looked at the rim once.
Yeah, he's got that one. No, he's got 2 shots.
I like this timeout. I like that timeout by Tibbs here. Settle him down. Yeah. Look, I said this to Brian before, Kaz. The Knicks, I think they played okay. Not great, but they played okay this quarter. Just survived the first.
Yeah.
If you're within 3 to 6 points, even if you're down or up, you're good.
I think elimination games, you just want to make sure you control that crowd and that momentum and that emotion that first quarter is going to feel like. Your back's already against the wall. Mm-hmm. You want to put the nerves into the home crowd. You want them to sit around and sit on their hands like, oh my God, like what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And and that alone, I think the home team starts to feel it as well.
Yep.
Right? So I think if the Knicks could end this quarter 1 possession game, up 1, down 1, doesn't matter. I think you like how you come out in this first quarter, right? Like you just got to make sure that crowd and that home team is starting to feel it. Like, all right, this is going to be a barn burner. We're not running away with this one.
To your point, I think you kind of feel that already because there's a push-pull with the pace of the game where I feel like this is actually favoring the Knicks right now, even though they're not ahead on the scoreboard. But pace-wise, just the overall tenor of the game, the Pacers are turning the ball over, and they're not quite getting the shots that they want. I know they've made some more of them, and they've made a couple corner threes and things of that nature, but it still feels like Indy's struggling to get the offense they really want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, depending on how they finish this last minute and a half, that game, 4, I want to say, that was in Indiana when Tyrese Haliburton went crazy. I don't know. I don't have the numbers in front of me.
30,
but they scored
32, 15, and 12 he finished with.
No but that first quarter, they had 38 points in the first quarter. So it's like they're already on pace to be below that.
Yeah.
So if you're a Knicks fan and you're Tibbs, you like the pace of this game so far. So far, it should be.
I agree. We talked about that then the last game, how important it would be for them to, no pun intended, control the pace.
Yep.
Of this game, and it does seem to be at a Knicks pace. They've had a couple leak outs. We saw that, but the Knicks
Pacers just hitting more shots.
Pacers hit more shots.
Yeah.
So Knicks have been doing what they need to do on the glass. Now, can they continue that? Would you close? If you're Tibbs, are you closing the quarter with this defensive lineup?
Yes. Yeah. You want to you're getting Brunson and Towns great rest, and you're keeping Towns out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
You're getting him into the second quarter without him having to be Olay on defense.
Yeah.
And he could actually be a force down there with him and Mitch down there. And the way they rebound, that has the way they have won the past 2 games. Brunson has been brilliant, but they've controlled the boards and you control the boards, you can control the pace. And obviously controlling the pace is the key to beating this team. So you feel really good. Even if you end this quarter, the score as is down 3, you feel really good if you're the Knicks.
Yeah. And Dex, if you're not getting smoked while Cat and Brunson are sitting and Haliburton's on the floor.
Oh, that's a huge
win.
Then
when you come back, you're actually still within striking distance. That's the other piece of it where I think they're fine closing this out. I have questions about how they're going to generate offense down the stretch, but it's about keeping it manageable. And I think Tibbs knows that because he'll eventually bring Brunson and Towns back to get a lead. And we'll see. I think right now it's just keeping them in striking distance, and we'll see what happens in the second quarter.
Yeah, we'll see. Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast says Knicks look good, keep the turnovers down, turning over the Pacers, keeping us close. John says make the other Pacers beat you, keep Hallie guarded, others can't pass like he does.
Well, Towns is back in, so we got some offense.
So he's going to go into the – okay. Mitch was looking a little tired there. I can understand this move. Cat has feasted in this lineup.
Yeah, give him the rock.
And he's got Siakam, so they're going to go right to this action. Cat going down low.
You got to get out the way, Josh. There we go.
Oh, that could be a foul on Siakam.
He's too little. Oh, off his foot. I think that was off his foot. Yep.
All the flailing.
It's a good defense from Siakam right there.
See, he always wants to get calls, but look like he's out of control.
That seemed like a lot of contact, but this is the playoffs. There you go. I love DeLon Wright's defense. Just keep TJ McConnell from getting those annoying 11, 10 points that
the
he's
mid-range
gotten.
Jumpers.
You got to stay up on him, Towns. He's got to stay up on him, Towns. He's going to pull that. He's going to
pull
that.
Yeah. I don't know why McConnell's trying to take him baseline either. That didn't make a lot of sense.
Good defense by the net. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
There's no need for him to
He makes those shots in the center of the paint.
I go 2 for 1, pick and pop with Cat right here.
I would too.
Oh. Yeah, look, can we get something? Thank you, ref. Jeez.
Oh, that's 2 on Neesmith.
Yeah, he's got to sit. Yeah, what are you grabbing? We clearly watched you grab this man's arm.
That's a big advantage. That's a big advantage for the Knicks here.
One more in there in the bonus. I'd go right back to Towns.
I wonder if Carlisle he's gonna have to try
Mathurin is back in.
He's gonna have to try Mathurin on Brunson because he has length at least. I don't think he's gonna.
That's advantage Knicks too.
Yeah, but I think what Carlisle's gonna have to consider is like, yo, do you let Brunson just score every time?
We'll take that. Yeah.
DeLon Wright cooking. Okay.
DeLon Wright second.
Some good footwork there.
I think second or third on the Knicks and plus minus in these conference finals. Yeah. So
I've been trying to say
every time he's gotten in the game, good things have happened.
He's looking more confident.
No one has talked up DeLon Wright more than I have.
That's true. I would agree. I can't even front. Like Brian has been talking
even
about.
game one, I'm like, why is he playing campaign? This isn't the series for campaign.
You know what I love about it though? Play your vets. NBA teams everywhere. This is the value of vets right here, man. Mm-hmm. Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright could probably pull splinters out of his butt for the last month and a half. Comes in the biggest games in the franchise's history, and has been a net positive so far.
Right, and he's been in playoff series.
Yes,
with the Hawks, with the Raptors, with the Heat. Like he's been in playoff series.
He's not shook. He's not going to be shook at the moment. He helps you win possessions. Is he the best shooter? No. But look at that.
You don't need to be the best shooter. You just need to make sure T.J. McConnell doesn't do T.J. McConnell things. That's all you need to do.
They're going to hold for the last possession here.
Like this. There we go. We'll live with that. We'll live with that, Mitch. Oh. Yeah, that's a great D.
Oh.
There we go. That's how you want to end the quarter.
The spread for the first quarter was Pacers minus half a point. That is crazy.
Damn.
That's a sick. That
somebody's sick.
That is crazy.
Yeah, damn.
If you're the Knicks, though, 24-25, this is exactly the pace you want to play at.
Yeah.
This is a Knicks.
I think you gotta like it. I think you gotta like it if you're a Knicks fan right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wasn't an Indy first quarter. They have the lead, but they're just making more shots. Which, I mean, you have to do that obviously to win a basketball game. But they're not generating the looks that they want. You could tell there's still too many possessions where they're single digits into the shot clock or single digits left in the shot clock, and they're still having to put up a contested jumper that they don't want to put up. So the Knicks are doing a good job defensively again.
Listen, what the offense that the Indiana Pacers generate are fast-paced, easy, open shots and layups, and they only got maybe a handful of those in the first quarter.
This is true. They limited that.
If they're passing the ball 3, 4, 5 times and getting the shot up at the end of the shot clock, that is Knicks basketball right there. You want that.
Facts. That's great. Now, I will to explain to people, I said I'm rocking the Game 7 hat. Shout out to Mark Messier.
Yes.
Look, when the Rangers legend, when the captain sends you the hat, he sent the Game 7 hat for his company Game 7, had to rock it. Some of you might think it's a jinx. I say no. I say it's positivity. We are positively thinking about the Knicks going to a Game 7.
It's not a jinx because specifically it comes from Mark Messier. If there's anybody in this
was somebody else.
If it was anybody else, I'd be
like,
who's this guy trying to make these Game 7? Who's trying to come up on it? It's Mark Messier. If there's anybody in this city, in Madison Square Garden, that is qualified to make Game 7.
Probably only him.
And not be a jinx. So I think it's a good omen. Let's go, Mark. We need 7.
Shout out to Mark Messier in Game 7. They send you the Game 7 hat. You got to put out the good vibes. That's all I'm saying. Got to put out the good vibes. I think the Knicks fans, you got to be feeling good about this. They're only down 1 after 1. It almost feels like the Pacers, they're probably a little more tight. They're like, man, this team is right here with us. They're not. Maybe we thought we'd be up by more. We didn't put up a lot of points. We only put up 25 points if you're the Pacers.
They haven't had like a true run yet, which, they didn't have one really at all last game, except for when they cut it to like 10 at one point. But, they're just making more shots, but they're not. It's not the same offensive process. The Knicks are doing what they have to do on the board so far. It's 15-7 with the rebounds. We've been saying every game the Knicks should dominate on the glass, and they've owned the glass all but I think once so far. They've doubled them up in rebounds, and an offensive rebounds is 5-1. So you can thank Mitchell Robinson for that.
He is all 5.
You control the boards, you control the pace, and if you control the pace, You can beat the Pacers. Rebound. Knicks had that advantage, down by 1, but you know the Knicks aren't gonna make this a blowout. If you watch anything about this series for the past several games, you know this is gonna be one of them joints that come down to the last 2-3
So we're all gonna be
possessions.
stressed.
So we all gonna be stressed,
All
man.
gonna be stressed.
So what else would you want? What else would you want?
I mean, see. I know people will hear that from you and they'll be like, "What's Cass talking about? He's crazy. Nobody wants to be stressed. Nobody wants to sit here and watch the game stressed." But here's the thing, and I've been saying this all year, Cass. If you're a Knicks fan and you knew what this team was 5 years ago, you were praying for days.
Come
like
on,
this.
man.
You were praying for times like this.
Do you remember the times you was on NBADraft.net watching ping pong balls fly around people are playing actual basketball that means something?
Yeah.
I'll take these days 100 times out of 100.
Yeah,
I do not care. I don't care
man.
how. See, you cannot let Pascal Siakam count the seams.
Yeah, that's a Knicks possession. Like 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Pacers don't get a shot up until then, but it's a wide open 3.
And it was on Cat drop back.
Siakam just walks into a wide open 3. You can't do that with 4 seconds left.
Come on, Landry.
That's a big one. That's a big one, Landry Shamet.
Okay.
That was a 3?
Yeah, it was a 3 in the corner.
Barely looked like he got back there.
I thought it was going to be short, not for nothing, but
I did too.
Yeah, we'll live with that.
We'll let you shoot that.
We'll live with that.
Do not bite on anything from Obi Toppin.
Oh, who fouled him? Josh Hart?
Yeah.
Now, here's something, you got to be worried about a little bit. Pascal Siakam's starting to really get it going. He's got 2 threes already.
I think these are their first free throws of the game.
He's getting to the line.
Damn,
that was such a quick release.
Gosh.
Unbelievable that Landry Shamet is having an impact on the series.
I don't think it's unbelievable. If you watch them in the preseason.
Oh, no, not from that standpoint, but from the standpoint of like Tibbs actually pulled this card.
Exactly, actually played him. I know it sounds crazy, but like anybody who watched Landry Shamet in the preseason, I was like, all right, he could probably be our cheap Dante. Like he could maybe be that Dante guy that comes off the bench, play some defense, hit some threes. And in this playoff series, I'm not gonna compare him to Dante, one of the great single season Knicks.
Yeah, you're gonna piss off a certain population Knicks fans. Don't do that.
But this is what you want. You know what I mean? You want him hitting threes, you want him, keeping the starters on the bench for a little bit. You give him plus minutes, and that's all he's done.
Yeah, that's a good start. See some more people in the chat. Oh, my daughter is in chat. Hey, Simi, how you doing?
What up, Simi?
Simi's a loyal watcher.
Oh, wow.
That's not going to get the
not
Josh
a good
Hart
take by Josh
now.
Hart.
Josh almost tried to foul there.
Oh,
was that a foul on Hart?
That's tough.
Yo, he has the most hilarious sequences.
Josh Hart, I'm starting to notice from people in the chat. There's a lot of people who are just. Listen, this has been a tough series for him. But a lot of people have turned on Josh Hart now. It's like get him off the court, and I'm like, yo, come on.
Josh does things that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but
look, we just have somebody here. I want to see Precious in there for Hart. See, you're that's too far.
We'll see. We'll see. I
don't know if you actually want that.
Oh, he's coming in.
No, here comes OG.
Sorry, that was OG.
Yeah.
Sorry. I saw him. I was like,
"There's a joke in there, but I'm not gonna."
Don't do it. Don't do it. Look,
I'll tell you this though, man. Like, the Mitch and Cat minutes are proven paramount because as soon as Mitch and Cat are on the court together, you see the Pacers starting to get into the paint a little bit and getting those second chance opportunities. I'd start thinking about getting Mitch back in there, to be honest, and start cleaning up those, those second and third chance shots.
Because he really negates that.
Yeah.
I wonder at what point you do. I think Tibbs probably wants to try to steal as many minutes with this semi-defensive lineup because now you got OG there as another decent offensive player.
I don't think they've gotten him involved enough offensively. Speak of the devil, right on cue. I don't think they've gotten him involved enough offensively, so this could be a good time to get him going while Jalen is still, on that bench. There we go. Jump in there. It's game 6, man. You got to die for that.
You got to jump over some Pacers fans in the front row.
Pacers missed Ben Shepherd, too.
That's a
wide open on a cut.
More great Landry Shamet minutes. Listen.
Making winning plays.
He's keeping Mikal Bridges on that bench a little longer than he probably wants to right now.
Mikal had 3 turnovers.
And that's a good thing.
Already. That's too easy.
It's a good shot. Ben Matherin's a real gifted scorer, man. He had a slow start to this series, but he's starting to really show what he can do.
Yeah, he had like 20 and 12 minutes the other night. And last game, he was like their only source of offense, really.
I'd go back to OG, man. Give him the rock. Thank you. Give it to him.
On Ben Shepherd, too.
He's too small.
He's too far out, though.
Nah, he's too small. This is easy buckets. Come
on.
Give him the rock.
I thought Siakam would help sooner, but I don't think he could have.
He came too late. I don't think he could have because he would have beat him with the pass.
Right, that's why. So that was good recognition by OG.
A good recognition, I was going to say, to get it back to Siakam here.
Yeah.
Good help. See, that was great help there.
Kick that out.
Push. Siakam's down.
OG. Take it. Do not give
All
it to
the way.
anyone. Thank you. Do not give it to anyone.
Okay. Coach Kaz. Listen to Coach Kaz. Listen to Coach Kaz.
Give him the ball, man. You got to get him more involved offensively. He's too damn big and too damn talented.
If I'm OG, I'll just tell OG, if you see Ben Shepherd in front of you, if you see TJ McConnell in front of you.
Shepherd, McConnell, any of them 6'4" guys, them shooters, whatever, give him the rock and get out the way.
Take it.
They're still controlling the tempo.
I think they are too. And how many? They're controlling the tempo.
They're still controlling the tempo.
I think defense has been fine. The Knicks just need what the Knicks need is a little bit of separation right now. Can they get a 10-2 run? Can they, push this sort of +8? Can that happen for them? So, yeah,
man, I think if you're doing all this with Brunson on the bench, the one thing that's been the difference in those two big losses in Indiana and in New York was that the Brunson minutes weren't as good as the bench minutes, right? Like, so the bench have done their job. They have held serve.
Point.
They have held serve with the deep Indiana bench. They're tied up right now, and now you could bring in Jalen Brunson for the second half of this second quarter.
Bench is +6.
Bench is +6. Yeah. So you've held serve. So now it's back to your starters. It's back to your superstars. And Jalen Brunson got off to a great start in the beginning. You'd hope he continues it now, And not for nothing, because this doesn't fit the national talking narrative. Tyrese Haliburton's played a lot of minutes. Like, he seems like I don't think they're gonna sit him very much for the rest of this game. So you talk about.
He's played 11 minutes. He's 0-4, 0-2 from downtown.
2 grenades,
4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 turnovers.
Yeah. They're defending really well. Again, look, you could argue the Knicks should be up more given how much we're praising their effort if you want to do that. But ultimately, this is shaping out to be in their favor. Now, how this progresses is going to be a question because the Pacers have had third quarters and fourth quarters where they just go on a run right away.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't had that explosion. And honestly, it doesn't look like it's coming right now.
Pacers bench also -11.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Knicks winning the bench minutes is huge. It's not to say they'll definitely win the starters minutes, but these things are tilting in their favor because, again, they're controlling the rhythm of the game right now.
Which I think is what I think we've also been saying but that's what's most important here.
Yeah.
Controlling the rhythm of the game. Do we think the Pacers can make a run? Of course. Do I think the Knicks can make a run here? Sure. And listen, there's things they can clean up. Would like to see a little less turnovers from the Knicks. But otherwise, I'm not mad about this start, man.
Yeah, I feel really good about this, honestly. This feels like a textbook Nick. This is Nick blueprint right here, right? This is rebounding defense. You got the others showing up, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You got Towns doing well. OG's having a pretty good game. Mikal got it going early. This is exactly how you want to see this game. Pascal Siakam seems like he's the only one who got it going for the Pacers right now.
And that's the thing I'll tell fans is if I told you this would be through the first 14 minutes or so, 15 minutes or so, that would be what you just said. Pascal Siakam is scoring. Tyrese Haliburton scoreless. He's got 2 turnovers to 4 assists. You would sign for that. In a heartbeat. Now, listen, John says here, I'm sorry, Dex, you can't keep saying it's taking it too far with Josh. What did he do last game? I said he would get the Pacers back in the game with his turnovers right now. It almost did. What he's doing now, turnovers. He's had some bad turnovers. My thing for people with that is where are you going if you're going away from these Josh Hart minutes, and how many minutes are you taking away? He has a lot of intangibles for the team. Where are you going to? You trusting Precious Achiuwa with all?
But you know what it is?
Minutes?
It's like Josh Hart coming off the bench is so much more of an impactful player because you don't. Whatever you get from him off the bench is a bonus as far as scoring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, late in the shot clock.
And this is exactly how you want.
An Obi Toppin shot?
All right, you'll live with that.
Tip your hat.
You'll live with that.
I mean, again, a good defensive possession.
Obi's not going to hit that many above the break threes.
Probably not.
I'm not worried about. That's a foul.
But they are 6 of 10 from 3. They are shooting it well from 3. They just aren't getting as many.
Yeah,
as
they have their cold spells though. They started 6 of 9. I'm forgetting which game it was. It was like 3 or 4, and then they went 6 of 22. It was 4. It was 4 because they won that game. It was 6 of 9. Then they went 6 of 22 of their next 22, and they were cold for a while. The Knicks couldn't take advantage of that.
I love that they're sticking with this right in Shamet minutes. You got to give it back to OG, man. You got to give it back to OG.
Now you got
to give it to Towns. Yep.
Yeah.
That step back he's been hitting all series.
Good rebound by McConnell.
Don't like that on Siakam.
Good D.
Good foul. Don't call the foul.
That's good D. Call timeout. Timeout.
He threw it out of bounds.
There we go. We'll take that.
It went off Siakam's leg.
These are great OG minutes, man. Shout out Leah Boston. See you in the
I was gonna say. I noticed. Yeah, that's on Siakam.
How about the line right, man?
Veteran point guard.
Anybody miss campaign?
Not a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think they would have had the same bench success with campaign.
I give it to Towns. There we go. Now we got him.
On Siakam.
Now we got him. He got 2. There's a shooter.
Don't give a grenade.
Shoot it.
He didn't get it up.
Damn.
See, that to me, those are like the unforced. Those are terrible turnovers.
You can't add those up because the Pacers will eventually wake up and take advantage.
Well, also, Cat's got to be decisive, man. Get that ball. You know there's 6 seconds left on the clock. Attack him. They're gonna foul you. Like, put pressure on them to stop you or blow a whistle or make a call.
And if you're waiting for OG to peel around to get open and he's not there with 2 seconds to go, you just have to put up a shot at that point.
All right, so we see that Brunson and Bridges coming back in next dead ball.
You can't leave that. I hate those. He's gonna hit those all the time.
Cat
has
hurt him on two possessions where he dropped too much.
Yeah. There we go. Yes, right away.
Oh, a Carlisle timeout, like an early Carlisle
also wants to get Brunson and Mikal in.
Yeah, because he's like, all right, back-to-back open threes. I need Jalen now. That's what he's saying. Look at Cat.
I don't even understand why he dropped on that. Like, he came up to gather. Like, how does that make you? It was like he was like, going to switch over to his other hand. Like,
see, this is the one thing. Because they've done such a good job defensively, them being the Knicks, obviously. If they let Haliburton get going now, that's going to be an issue because then he doesn't just get going with his scoring. He'll start like driving, kicking, like really opening up these shots because the Knicks are going to send more pressure if he's hitting offensively. So they can't afford to really let him get going either offensively, I don't think. Yeah,
like if he's hitting those threes, like Karl Anthony-Towns did, he's playing back because he's playing the pass for Tyrese Haliburton. If he's hitting those threes and now you got to force him to get up there and guard him, that's when he's super dangerous. That's when he's getting all these assists, and that's when everyone's feeling good, and that's when the crowd gets back into it, and that's what you don't want to have. So good time out there. Get Brunson in the game right away, and don't let this quarter end badly. Like, keep it within striking distance.
You just got to stay in the game. You trust the Knicks in these tight games. I've talked all year about how clutch they are. Look, and Cat's got to be better. I'm sure they're talking about that in the timeout right now. He's got to get up more. If Haliburton beats you with the drive, so be it. But you can't give up those threes like he did there. That can't happen.
Pacers was 7 of 11 from 3. That's not going to continue, but some of those have been open looks. That's the one thing that the Knicks have gotten burned by. It's not the backdoor cuts and things like that yet. We'll see if that even becomes a thing, but they have given up some open looks from 3. That's one thing that they do have to clean up. Otherwise, the Pacers could shoot 50+% for an entire game. They've done it in the playoffs multiple times.
Yeah. Look, they got to clean that up. They're down 6. They got to clean some of that stuff up. You got to make adjustments in the game. We'll see if they're able to do that. We'll see if they're able to do that.
Well, you got Brunson coming back in the game. At the very least, he puts pressure on you offensively that DeLon Wright doesn't. Coming in. I think he gave great minutes. It's exactly what you want from him.
Let me see what Wright's plus minus. I know plus minus isn't everything, but DeLon Wright, he was a
minus 6.
You know why? Because of the last 2 threes.
Because of this, yeah.
That stretch. And Shamet, too. See, that's not going to be reflective of how both those guys, because before they were...
Because they didn't give up the threes.
Plus 4 and 6, I believe. Yeah, they didn't give up the threes, and Cat did. It's not reflective of the 8 minutes they gave, respectively. Their minutes were really good.
Dev says sit Cat and get Mitch, or hell, Precious in. He needs to reset because he's killing us. Barbershop Sports Talk said Cat's not showing up in this game so far. Yeah, Cat, I don't think that's totally unfair. He hasn't really made his mark yet. Not that he won't, because, I mean, he was terrible for 3 quarters in game 3 and then turned it on. Now, that's not something you could depend on, but,
no,
you know.
I think he has not been good defensively.
Every game.
Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner.
Hey, Knicks undefeated with Kylie Jenner in attendance. So let's see if that translates. Yeah,
it is.
Let's see if that translates to Indiana.
Funny how we noticed Aaliyah Boston, not Lexi.
We totally didn't even notice Caitlin Clark was there.
To be fair, I didn't see if she was in the shot.
That is true.
You know,
that is true.
To be fair, she also blends a little.
With the rest
I know.
Of
I
was
about to say, yeah. You beat me too. I was gonna say she blends a little bit more with the rest of Indiana.
Understood.
Well, I do like this one. All right, so they're going with the OG starting lineup now. So I think
that's interesting.
See,
oh boy,
I don't want that. Yeah, this is what you want.
Decisive.
There we go.
He had an argument for a foul there.
The 5-out.
He always does. He'll argue with it even if it's not there. It doesn't matter.
True, but I thought he had a legit one there. That's when I was like, oh, that's
too easy.
Yeah, I don't know why they hit that trap.
Oh, that's a big miss.
7 for 12 now.
Watch your back.
OB.
Watch your back. The 5-out lineup is beneficial to Towns, though. Like, that's
gives him more space and
give him space. There's nobody down there to block him. All he just needs to do is muscle Miles Turner around like he's been doing all series.
That was a foul too.
Maybe one day he'll get an and one from one of these refs, but
maybe one day.
I think the refs probably tell him like, "Yo, you're also doing this with your offhand or whatever," and he just doesn't care.
Wow.
Brunson almost traveled there.
It's great D.
He was. That's he was trying to pass it the last second.
"17 of 31 against Neesmith."
Oh, that talk of him locking them up.
He's gonna pull this.
His numbers are better against Nembhard. That's interesting. I feel like there's some flukiness to that.
Oh, we'll take that. That is a foul.
Well, oh no.
Come on.
That's
the
same
Karl.
knee, right?
No.
That he jammed up.
Yes.
Just get up. Just get up, bro.
Let's see.
Did he bump him?
Was that non-contact?
Did Reggie Miller just say he's fine? It's all for show.
I mean,
get out of here,
we'll
Reggie.
Take an actor. We'll take an actor to know what's some acting.
I mean, come on, son. This man has been limping around for the past 3 games. Like, you know he's not going to sit out.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Sam, what's up? See Sam in there.
Yeah, call the foul. I see you, Tibbs. Call the foul.
Yeah. I hope that knee is okay, Cat. Look, you know people, well, I think it's ridiculous. People call Cat soft. You know, Cat had injured the knee. He played through it last game. You saw it was bothering him at times. And he played a good game. So
played a great game.
Yeah.
For a game he was questionable for
Yep.
going into it.
Neesmith is back.
2 fouls on him.
So Pacers have their starting 5 other than Siakam. Obi's in for Siakam.
I love the pressure Bridges has been putting on Haliburton all game. Fight over screens. There you go. There you go.
Kickball.
Fighting over those screens are key. If he gets space over one of them, he's either pulling or somebody's open. And Tyrese Haliburton's talented enough to find him. Cat seems like he's coming out right now. But I ain't mad at it. Give me these Mitch
minutes.
That
sub.
Yeah.
I like that sub. I've liked the substitution patterns from Tom Thibodeau here tonight.
Yeah, this puts the pressure on the Pacers to make their shots too, because they're not gonna. Oh, Josh Hart foul.
Josh, come on, dog.
Didn't take his over today.
Is that 3?
That seemed like that was a foul on the ground, but
Let's
yeah.
see.
Well, I don't know. He did hook him. the hooking epidemic in the NBA.
Especially when it happens like from the offensive player,
Like,
right? When they're like up under, that's where I'm like,
I blame James Harden.
Here we go. John says, get hard off the court.
He's officially on the ground.
What are we doing?
5 seconds?
Oh,
Reggie Miller sounded really happy about that.
Of course he does.
What did
Of course he
Bridges
does.
do?
All these people that are upset about Reggie Miller being on commentary, I love it.
Oh,
bro.
I loved it too.
I love that he's on commentary
Wow,
because I need him to eat all the crow in Game 7. Can't give away points like that, though.
Bridges has been uneasy so far.
Oh, come on, son. Seriously?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Seriously?
He sold it. I'm surprised they called that in the playoffs, but
shoot it.
He's going to hit that.
Nope.
Like,
not those.
But, yo, this is a Knicks pace, though. This is still a Knicks pace.
Still is, yeah.
And I'm fine with that. Keep it a Knicks pace. Keep within one possession.
Yeah, he can't do nothing with him.
No, he wasn't there.
Come on, Cat. Give me one.
Oh.
Good board, OG.
Oh,
my gosh. Stays here.
Next ball. When Haliburton can hold it. Good hustle, OG.
Haliburton getting on the floor with OG.
Cat back in the game. I guess he's all right.
Yeah, it was a very quick rest for him.
Double big lineup.
Yeah, I think Hart picking up his third definitely forced Tibbs to go back to that.
That's a good pass. That's a good shot. Yeah, we'll stay here. Good board. Offensive rebounding machine.
God, he's even on the boards.
Not on the bonus yet. So.
That's good. That's good.
He's not getting to the line.
I think Turner picked up another foul.
Yeah.
Man, I give it to Karl Anthony-Towns right now. I give it to him right now.
Brunson was looking for Mitch there, too.
He was.
There he goes. Look at him. Look at him.
Look at Cat.
Look at him. It's tough, though.
Got him.
So Next stays here.
Next ball.
They're missing makeable shots.
Yeah. Next ball.
I feel like they're getting more of the looks they want than the Pacers are, but the Pacers are just making more of the uncomfortable ones, and the Knicks aren't. How that balances out going forward, I'm not sure.
Somehow it's going to even out.
Maybe. How does
it capitalize on the second chance?
But how does it even out is the question. Are the Pacers going to start getting the looks they want and making them, or like that's the thing.
Like the look.
I think you should take it.
Shot. There you go.
OG. The Sunni Lee in the crowd tonight.
Is she?
I don't know. That's great.
I don't know.
Don't call that.
Oh, that's
he just burrowed into Cat.
Was that on Cat? Yeah.
I think that's his first though.
No, didn't he have another?
No, it might be his first.
That might be his first.
That's his first.
That's good. Now don't get another foul. This is
the bonus. So that's what you don't want.
Okay. I don't mind the bonus though, because it's the cumulative fouls that bother me with Cat. He gets one bad foul and he like compounds it.
In
like a 3 minute
avalanche.
It's just like an avalanche of fouls.
Just start spiraling downwards. Fouls and more fouls.
And they get worse with each foul. Like
right now, nobody has foul trouble for the Knicks other than Josh Hart. For the Pacers, Miles Turner and Aaron Nesmith have 2. So does Ben Shepherd, but I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world for them.
Ben Shepherd's giving them some minutes, man.
Nesmith has 2, right?
There we go.
Yeah, Nesmith. Yeah. Nesmith and I just said it. Why do I not remember? Nesmith and Turner.
I would still attack Nesmith if I could.
Yeah, we got Nesmith on him now. I want to get Jalen Brunson going. Ooh.
Tough pass.
Oh, look inside. Look inside.
Yeah.
That's a foul, though. Thank you. Good call, ref.
That's
we held him.
Smith.
That's
Sit him down.
Yep.
We all saw the hold, Chief.
He held on to Cat.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah, bro.
How you gonna put your hands back after that?
That's tough.
Yeah, bro.
He had his hands right on around his elbow.
That's big.
That's huge. That's what I just
Jarris Walker minutes.
I just said I would attack him for that reason, and Cat got the mismatch. It's a good foul.
We probably won't see Nesmith again until
we won't see him again until the second half.
And I don't know how much we'll see him on Brunson either.
Hey, but Walker, man, shot 40% from 3 in the regular season. He's not. Oh, another foul. Here we go.
Bridges
Now the Knicks are in the bonus.
That's 2 on Haliburton, right?
No, Walker's pretty good, so we'll see what happens. He's young,
and this is exactly what I wanted for this game, right? Like
Knicks
now
basketball.
the crowd is already like, it's 29 years to the day of the game 6 between the Kings and the Lakers. Bill Simmons put out like, they're gonna. The minute fouls would go to anyway, they're gonna lose. The crowd's gonna lose it. The crowd's gonna lose it. They're already gonna be like, they're cheating for the Knicks. Like they're ready to break right now.
I heard him say it on the pod, and I was like, it didn't occur to me like, this might get aggregated, because he just like he says shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So and then when I saw it get aggregated, I was like, I get why they're
Here's
doing
why
that.
It's ridiculous.
I don't think he was saying that as a plant, like as a seed planted type of thing.
He just mad his Celtics lost in the Knicks. We could just say that.
There we go. One shot rebound. That spells good stuff for the Knicks. Now I would attack right there. OG.
Were the Pacers in a bit of zone? Looked like there was a bit of zone there.
I could see them going to that, actually.
Good.
Live with that.
Jarris Walker was a physical freaking college player.
What's that? Thank you. We'll take that, Ruff.
No.
Yeah, calm that down.
Yeah.
Calm that down.
They're making stupid fouls now, too. And what that does to
the frustration.
The frustration.
Yep, it's coming in.
And then to your other point, you talked about keeping the pace. The pace. When you're slowing it down and the Knicks are going to the line, that is playing more into the Knicks' hands. They're not able to run. They're able to get and set back on defense. This is a dumb foul. This is some cat shit right there.
Yeah, that's dumb. Carlisle is going to tear them a new one at halftime.
Knicks got to take this lead and keep it for the half. You gotta keep it.
I'll keep saying it, man. Like the game. The series, the story of the series has been styles of play and styles making fights. And like you could tell by like the first 2 quarters of each of these games.
Oh, that's off.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
Yeah.
You could tell between the first 2 quarters of each game, like who's controlling the pace. The Knicks are very clearly controlling the pace in this one.
Great job by Bridges.
At what point are you worried that while they're doing this, they haven't taken the lead yet? Or is it not literally until the fourth quarter?
I just think you want to make sure that the Knicks are physically there in the fourth. Like I'm talking about foul-wise, rest-wise. Like I like my chances with number 11 in crunch time. Like, of course, I'd love a blowout. But if it's a close game, who else in the NBA would you want?
Turnovers is what's killing them.
That's the back pass. Okay.
Sneaky shot up.
I think he really that tells me something. He really wanted that shit.
Knicks 9 turnovers is Johnson. That's what's keeping the Knicks. That's what Knicks are losing this game.
Why? Why are you
don't
doing
want that? You don't want that.
Knicks got to be careful here.
Now it forces them to run with Indy. This is why you can't.
You still got to slow it down again. There you go. There you go.
Defense.
There we go. That's good.
Knicks. This is a big possession for the Knicks.
Attack.
Big swing.
Yeah, this is a big possession for the Knicks.
They have to keep
because they're gonna the Knicks. What the Knicks are gonna get ripped for? Tibbs is gonna talk to them about taking care of the ball.
Haliburton on Towns.
Watch your back.
Did he travel?
Why'd you hesitate?
Take the first one.
You getting blocked by Tyrese Haliburton, bro?
Oof.
Yo, Hallie's made a couple of shocking plays in that run.
Yeah, John, I'm with you on this in the chat.
Look at this.
9 turnovers.
The fake pass into the dog. All right, Hallie.
That's kind of a poster.
What the hell? Hey.
And the block on OG after. Look at this.
OG's hesitation on that.
Yeah, he should have pulled the trigger. But
honestly, I'm not mad at this either. Get a foul on Siakam. Go back to the line, slow it down.
Siakam has
calm that Pacers momentum down too, because
Knicks got to take care of the ball though, man. Got to be better at taking care of the ball.
I think they're challenging the foul.
Really? Yo, it's weird. Carlisle was killing with the challenges the first 4 games, or 3 games was it? I don't remember if he did the 4th game too, but he hasn't won his last couple.
Yeah, Knicks. The 2 things I think the Knicks can be better at, obviously, they're shooting from downtown, just 3 of 11. The Pacers are shooting 7 of 13. But they got to better care of the ball. They've been sloppy with the ball, 8 turnovers. Got to be better in that, because they're controlling every other aspect of this game. Brunson and Towns combined 5 for 18.
Yikes.
That's rough.
His defense, Towns, that is defense.
And they're missing some of these shots are open. Like they're doing a better job of generating the shots they want, but they haven't taken advantage. Will it hold? I mean, they're 43% now. They've shot 43% for an entire game in the series at least once. I think they won that game too because the Pacers shot 43%, but Indy's not doing that. Oh. Okay. That's why. You need him in the groin.
I don't think that's an offensive foul, though. That looks like marginal contact. He was going up for a layup.
I wonder if they're
you
going to
can't
say
bet Reggie Miller to call it that way.
He's going to say that he led with the knee. But don't you always go up like that? Like it's a natural motion.
It is a natural motion.
It depends.
Marginal contact is the biggest BS in NBA history because everything is
because the knee went up first. I guess what they're gonna say, but like I don't
how else is he supposed to jump?
Right, I don't know how else is he supposed to
without your knee going out. Like it just happened that his groin happened to be there.
He got him pretty good. I ain't gonna hold you.
He got him pretty good.
I'd be a little surprised if it's overturned. But we'll see.
I wouldn't overturn it.
I see the case that Carlisle's trying to make. I wouldn't have used a challenge there though.
It'd be these end of the quarter challenges that'd be so big. Thank you.
Carlisle loses a challenge again.
Oh, it's a play on?
That's 2 games in a row, right?
2 or 3. I don't remember if he lost one in game 4.
Man. And these are big because those challenges have so momentum in so many games.
I don't know why he's using it in the second quarter. He wasn't doing this in the first few games.
Also, it's funny because they had some momentum. I don't think you got a foul there. Maybe you want to keep the momentum.
Yeah. Did Siakam have like more than one foul? Is that the reason why I probably challenged for it?
Good question there, Kaz. No, that's was Siakam's first, actually.
Okay.
Which kind of makes it more weird.
I don't understand that at all.
Hey, I ain't mad at it, Carlisle. You got it. You got to knock these down, though.
That's
OG.
something I'd low-key expect from Tibbs. He has to make the free throws. They've missed a couple already today.
I just got to see them end this quarter strong. And I'd love to see Brunson get going with Neesmith. They haven't really taken advantage of no Neesmith on the court. I'd love to see Brunson close this quarter real strong.
Do you bring in one of DeLon or Landry Shamet to play with Brunson these last few minutes?
No, I think Bridges has done a pretty good job on Haliburton. He's been up in his airspace.
Yeah, Haliburton's points have just come that one on
now.
Cat again.
Yeah,
there he goes. Yeah, he's trying to attack Cat.
He's starting to get around Bridges too.
Somebody come back and help.
Yo, that was really almost 5.
Yeah, it was.
Siakam's there too now. That Cat
lowered the shoulder.
Dumb foul. Bridges, that's a good shot.
Good look.
That's a good shot.
Good offense.
That was a 2?
Damn.
It looked like a 2.
Can't have that happen.
These guys just are out.
It wasn't even cherry picking because he was right there. He just as soon as the shot went in.
And it's crazy that Mitch is the first guy back because I think you got to send at least 2 people back on defense every single time. And not just get back, but get back and get a guy. Get pass.
That impacts your rebounding, though. That's the thing.
Keep Mitch in there. Mitch, you stay. Everybody else get back.
Everybody else get
that'd be my
Mitch versus
too.
Everybody on the glass.
Yep, I like those odds.
Oh, that's a tough pass.
Ooh.
Brunson's got to get that.
Grab that Cat.
Tough rebound, Jarris Walker.
Cat didn't box out at all.
Ooh.
He's not making that shot.
Huge. No outlet. There you go.
He's missed a couple of open threes.
This is what we want right here. This whole baseline right here.
Mikal got to move.
Yep.
Nice. Brunson just loves when he sees Nemhard on him.
Mm-hmm. Barbecue chicken.
Island, yeah.
Knicks getting back better here.
Because ultimately, like, Hallie's not going to help.
There you go. Get back, Mitch. Get back, Mitch. There you go.
Ooh.
There you go. Shade off.
Get over.
We'll live with that.
Good.
We'll live with that too. Yeah. Help out, OG. Don't let that corner go.
Man, Mitch did everything good there till he just like.
It's all good.
He got caught out of position.
Yeah, and he had to turn the.
It's a veteran move by Siakam. See, because look, Haliburton's in the paint, and then Siakam can't overhelp because
that's buckets all day.
Cat will just get an open three. So Brunson knew it was going to be a one-on-one. That's just great play recognition. Siakam's missed a couple free throws already.
He has, and I would love if he missed at least one more to really mess with his confidence. Just give me one short arm one for me real quick. There he goes. Yeah. Damn. And he had a funky frame.
It does
too. Like he does a little pause.
He paused, yeah.
Before
he doesn't do like
out.
Chuck Hayes, but
yeah,
he pauses for sure. Is that Odell Beckham? Who was that?
I thought that was Jalen Brown, but I was like, it's too late.
he had the beard. He had the beard, though, but it's too late.
He would make more sense than Odell. But that would look like Odell.
Odell ain't gonna be in that town for what?
I mean, if TNT pays him enough, he might.
I guess.
Look what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
What was all that?
I mean, if Nembhard wants to get another stupid foul, we'll take it.
Jarris Walker's actually given the Pacers like competitive minutes so far.
Yeah, especially when Neesmith on the bench.
Good ball tonight.
Oh, there we go. Attack that.
Uh-oh.
Hallie's hurt.
Pass.
And one ref.
Oh.
I think Hallie got
hit in the
face. Hit in the face. NBA
Brunson, don't leave.
Right
Kick
ball.
Yeah, Brunson on that. It's funny. He got lucky. You got to show and recover better than that.
You can tell Haliburton argues very politely.
Please, sir, do not call a foul next time.
That's what I keep telling you about NBA players when they get hit in the face, man. Like
they do too much. You
got to get up on him, Mikhail. Don't let him get
2 for 1. 2 for 1
on
opportunity. There it is.
We'll live with that. It's a good shot.
Can't allow that top of the key 3.
Damn, it's a good shot. Is anybody going to come and send the double? Probably Hallie. Hallie's probably going to send the double here. Can't beat him. Run.
Blockies.
Oh, I thought he was going to get that. Did he foul him?
No.
Oh, okay. Siakam's just posing.
That's a big.
I was going to be stunned if they called anything there.
It's a tough one.
That's a big shot.
That's big, OG.
That's big. That's big.
It's played well so far.
First half spread was Pacers minus 1.5 or 2.
So you had that. You covered. All right. The Knicks down 4 at the half. I think you'll look at what John says in the chat, and I do agree with him. The Knicks probably be winning this game if they took a little bit better care of the ball. They've got 9 turnovers.
6 in the first quarter, I think. The Knicks.
Yeah, a little bit better care of the ball. It could be a different story, but it's 58-54 at the half. Dexter, Henry, Brian Fonseca, Kazim Famawide. You know what we do at the half? We got to step aside because we got to get a little bit of a break, stretch our legs, drink some water, use the bathroom, all that good stuff. We'll be back to talk about the second half and more. Knicks are right here within it, 58-54. Cat said it was not going to be a blowout. It was not going to be easy, which means it's probably going to be stressful or it could get real bad. Either way, we'll see. We'll be back with more with the second half for Game 6, New York Got Game.
We got to shoot our layup lines at half.
We got to go to our layup lines. We'll be back soon. See y'all then. All right, we are back for the second half. We were just talking about how nervous Kaz is. I'm feeling the nerves are starting to set in.
Yes.
Is there 24 minutes left in the next season?
You want some stats?
Sure.
For the
Give us
first
the
half?
stats.
Okay.
Give me the stats.
I read this to Kaz when you weren't here, Dex, but I want to read this for everybody out there. So, from the first half, this outside of your typical box score stuff, but the Pacers 16-2 advantage in points off turnovers, 16-5 advantage in bench points, and 8-2 in fast break points. So while the Knicks have controlled the tempo of this game, I think this is the area where they've been hurting the Knicks so far. So the Knicks have to watch it with turnovers. They almost had 10 in the first half. Also, teams up at a halftime after the first round, while up 3-2 in a game 6 at home, 15-6. So let's see what happens there.
Okay, we'll see.
As you like to say, that just means, look, history's either going to be made or broken. You know,
I like to say all the time, and like you have a chance to change history. And they're within a game. It's a 2-possession game. They're within the game, and they got to clean some things up. But Siakam comes out hitting the three.
That's a hat. That's a tip your hat shot. Like,
yeah.
Even though Brunson's on him, but still.
I still don't love. Is he going all the way?
Oh,
that's why he takes the fadeaways.
All right, this is tough right here. You don't want to start the third quarter down.
Good pass.
Oh,
good block by OG. You got
good D by OG. Grab it.
He just saved that.
Let Nembhard do something stupid.
Nembhard was trying to bait for the hook.
I need Brunson and Towns to impose their will right now.
Yep.
You're going to need it at some point. Yeah. 7 of 20 in the first half combined.
All the way.
And
one.
Oh, he got him in the. Did he get him in the?
Nope.
Get him in the baby makers.
We were just talking about fatherhood
before this started. I hope Miles Turner got his kids already. Yep. Ooh.
That one was worse.
That one was worse. But again, it's still a normal basketball motion.
With Towns, you never know.
Damn.
That one was worse.
That is fear, Brian.
That's men everywhere felt that one.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
And you know, those Pacer fans are saying it's a conspiracy.
They're
not calling the fouls on the Knicks.
Walk it off, Miles. Walk it off. We've all been there, Chief.
That's tough.
He's trying to
shake
it off.
We've all played ball, but that hasn't happened to me with someone who's 6'11".
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Ugh. It was like, it's crazy because he also got his thigh.
Come on, Reggie.
Stop.
I was about to say, like, Reggie.
Does Turner have blood on his knee, or is that a hole?
I couldn't tell either.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't think that was from that, but you can't miss both.
Can't be missing free throws.
Yeah, I don't like the start for this third quarter already. I call timeout if they hit a shot. Yeah, I call TO.
This is how the Pacers want it.
I call TO.
This is what the Knicks have to negate.
Well, Tibbs does not agree with us. I would have called the timeout there. I'm with you, Kaz.
Too early for him, I guess.
Oh, Miss Brunson. Because, you know.
You'd rather be too early than too late with the timeouts.
Yep.
So, especially now, this is a game 7 for the Knicks, ultimately.
It's a danger zone.
Oh, didn't get the bounce. Good save by Towns.
You got numbers.
Reggie said it too. See, and now look.
Mitch, let's go.
I know we do this now. I don't love that shot when you had numbers. I think you got a better shot than that.
And you're playing at their pace.
Yeah.
You were controlling the pace when you slow it down. If he doesn't get that rebound, the Pacers are the other way. And they're in transition. That's what they want.
Knicks got to wake up here. This is danger zone.
This is definitely danger zone. But you got Miles Turner 4 fouls. You got to give Karl Anthony-Towns the ball right now.
To eat right now.
And get
Thomas
going.
Bryant minutes. Tony Bradley is active, but we haven't seen him.
I like that.
Oh.
Well, didn't like that.
It's good D. Damn.
Wow. Tough. He doesn't get that foul if he doesn't go across, even though coaches will be like, yo, go on the strong side.
Yeah, this is definitely the danger zone right now if you're the Knicks. Great D.
Thomas Bryant, who hasn't been good this series when he's played. Yeah, he got him.
Oh, yeah, clearly
right here. Yep.
I don't want somebody to stand over me.
Yeah, word.
You can do that someplace else.
But
bro.
no, but look, he's a vibes dude. He did that with the Nuggets. He did that with the Heat. With the Wizards, he was like a good player. Not that he wasn't the other two.
So this is an 8-0 run to start the quarter.
Yeah, this is exactly how you don't want to start the third quarter, man. Like, because these runs in the beginning and the end of quarters, those decide the game right there.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend the rest of this third quarter playing catch up. Now, hopefully, somebody's got to get it going for New York. Like they've jabbed for long enough. They got to start, they got to start throwing some haymakers back at the Pacers and get this back into a game.
I agree. And we thought the Indy would have a run, kind of like this quick 8-0 spurt, 10-2 spurt. You knew it would come. Now it's about
not out the gate. Wasn't
not
sure.
out the gate, but you got to survive. You got to survive it. Survive it. You cannot let this get past, I would say, 15. It could be a 13 if he hits a free throw. You cannot let it go past this.
I don't want any more 20-point comebacks, please. Please, for the sake of my stress, for the sake of my blood pressure, I don't need another 20-point lead for you guys to start playing well. Start right now. Right now. Come on.
Yeah, we don't need that. Fans don't need that. I would ask how everybody's feeling in the chat, but I know you guys are feeling good right now.
Don't love it.
Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast says, "Unreal, where the stars at?" Well, they got to respond, man.
Nico, what's up, Nico? Nico checks in and says, "What do the Knicks need to do in the second half?" And I think they need to keep controlling the tempo so that their stars can eventually get going. And both of those things haven't happened yet.
Yeah,
so.
bad. Not even 2 minutes.
Brunson and Towns are combined.
Seconds.
Brunson and Towns are combined 7 of 21. It's exactly 33%. That is very bad.
That's not good right now.
At some point, like the tempo and all this stuff, one, you're kind of losing it now. But two, you need to start hitting shots at some point. Your stars just have to. It's not only on them, but like they brought you here, especially Brunson.
Yeah, this is the time in the game that Brunson's got to take control. Like he's got to get in there and not just control the tempo, but he's got to get some offense going. Like he's got to get to the rim.
Yep.
He's got to slow the game down. Like these moments where Jalen Brunson manipulates defenses, as I like to call them.
Sure.
I'd love to see him start doing that right now because the tempo is starting to go into Indiana's pace, and you don't want this third quarter lead to balloon from 13 to 20 to an unreachable number before the fourth quarter. So, again, not crazy lead, still very manageable, but
yeah, we're not even 2 minutes in the second quarter, which just shows you how quick they can get the lead up the way they did from 4 to 12.
Right, yeah.
But at the same time, you have this is a critical stretch. I'm gonna say the next 5 minutes for the Knicks are very critical because you're gonna look and say, how are they in this game?
Well, every minute is critical.
Every minute is critical. You're right. You're right about that.
Every minute is critical. Like their backs are against the wall. These are the games where every single mistake, every single thing is going to be second guessed for the rest of the summer or for the next 24 hours. Like, what do you want to be upset about? Right? Like, so.
No, people can find anything to be upset about.
You need to be, but it's time right now. Like, if you're Towns, if you're Brunson, these points off of turnovers have killed you all series long.
Pacers 122 points over turnovers. Knicks with 48 in the series.
Brunson, by the way, has 2 free throw shots in this game, and Towns has 4. So
he missed
combined 3 for 6 only too. So they're not even taking full advantage of even that. But they haven't gotten.
Pascal Siakam's been great.
He's been great all series.
It's dangerous.
He has a legit shot at conference finals MVP if they finish this off.
He does. He's definitely been their most consistent player.
Need that.
I like that. I like the offense.
He's hilarious.
We can Mitch hauling ass, making sure they do not get back on. There we go. There you go. That's what you need.
How do you even get that steal? Jeez.
That turnover is caused by Mitchell Robinson running his ass.
The pass.
Back. Let's go.
The alley-oops are starting to
running his ass back on defense, making sure they do not.
I like the Knicks
get the transition game going.
Sorry to cut you off, Kaz. I like him going with Mikal as the playmaker. He's been bringing up the ball.
Nope.
Wow.
Siakam.
He was out of control, too. Siakam bailed him out.
Siakam has 8 points this quarter.
Look at how much work Brunson has to do.
It's okay. He said, I'll do it.
He's like, I'm gonna work that three.
He said, I'll do this.
In a while.
That's a good sign.
I like how the Knicks have responded here.
You see, Brunson's got to get up on him. Get up on him. Get up on him.
Out of the timeout.
Get up on him. There you go. You can't leave him, though. He's been killing you all game.
They bailed out with that one.
It's tough. Hurry up. Get it out. Get it out. There you go.
Why'd he go to the cutaway?
I hate
I'm gonna kill the director.
I've been doing this all series, yo. They're doing it at the worst time.
They didn't expect the ball to get inbounded that quickly, but once you see, you gotta get out of it. All the way. And one.
Count it.
That counts.
Count it. Oh, offensive foul. Another Towns.
Yo, he's
all right, well, that's two.
Did he lower his shoulder here? I didn't really see.
It looked like he,
there it is.
That
of
is,
course.
That's it.
Yo, the ref is right there, bro.
You can't, like, why would you even want to do that? It feels unnatural. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
You're bringing more attention to yourself. You're not drawing any fouls like that.
Thomas Bryant, corner three.
Oh my
Again?
God.
Wow.
Are you serious?
I'm going to look up when's the last time he made two in a game.
Thomas Bryant threes? Ugh.
If they win by
that
6.
makes me sick already.
If they win by 6, you know why. Those 2 corners.
That's the type of stuff that wins you games like this, though.
Yeah,
role players win championships.
Unsung hero, guy you didn't expect.
Oh,
nice.
The footwork is, oh God, it's beautiful.
That's a summer shot.
It's beautiful. Yeah, Mitch.
Good D.
Clean.
Good D.
Wow.
Great defense, Mitch.
Good recovery from it.
Yes.
He's smiling at Siakam.
I think he's out of bounds.
Last time Thomas Bryant made 2 threes in the game was April 11th.
That's off.
Way more recent than I thought.
Another turnover.
Good look.
Brunson.
It was the right look, but like, damn, you gotta have a better pass.
Nembhard.
These Brunson turnovers, man, have been
How many
the story
turnovers
of
does
the
Brunson
series.
have in this game?
Look at that.
Jeez.
Points off turnovers,
4.
22-4 now.
Brunson has 4 turnovers.
Jeez.
That's killer, man. See, and that's huge. From 9 to 12.
They've been comfortable with Haliburton on Bridges. Again.
No foul? No foul. Okay.
Did Siakam pull the chair a little bit there? Bryant again. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that hurts.
When's the last time he made
hurts.
3 threes in a game?
Thomas Bryant? Are you kidding me?
He hasn't done it all season.
Are you kidding me?
Lord, Thomas Bryant. But this is the Brunson turnover killed them. They had a chance to get it under 9, and it went back-to-back threes, went right back up to 15. Now I told you, they cannot let this get above 15. They can't. They cannot let this get above 15.
Even though they have comebacks by 20.
Nope.
But I hear you.
Nope. You're playing with fire.
I mean,
asking for this much.
It makes it feel like, all right, no game's ever over until it's 0-0-0. But man, gosh, Thomas Bryant is lights out, gets you 9 straight points.
These are the things that win.
Yeah, what did you think you'd be saying that tonight? Thomas Bryant is giving you 9 straight points?
I told you there was like no outcome that could surprise me, but that's pretty shocking. Thomas Bryant hasn't made at least 3 threes in the game since January 22nd, 2023. He was a Laker.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Unbelievable.
He went 4 for 5 that game somehow. He had 31 that game. Who the hell do they play? Portland. No, that makes sense. That's crazy.
Do you go to your defensive lineup? Do you go and get and holla at Wright and Shamet?
I would look.
You got to keep Brunson out there, I think.
I think so.
But then you got to
for a
put
couple
Mitch.
minutes at least.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Wright.
I think Wright can play with Brunson. Absolutely.
You putting Deuce out there, or you putting Shamet?
Oh, forgot about Deuce. Are you putting all 3? You're gonna be kind of
so small.
You could do that against this team if Mitch is out there, though. Like Mitch is ultimately how you're gonna get your rebounds. And we also haven't mentioned Josh Hart. In reality, that's probably gonna be where Tibbs looks. You know, like he's probably gonna look at Hart.
They need a spark somewhere.
God, those 9 points are gonna be haunting me.
It's going to haunt you because you're going to be like, damn, who's Thomas Bryant? No shade to Thomas Bryant.
Because honestly, like, you want to be like, yo, if Thomas Bryant is the last option on offense, and like if you're working to get Thomas Bryant,
that's a
like,
win.
You live with that.
Yeah,
and if he's banging those, it's like,
the problem is how it came, right? Like, he came off twice off a turnover.
They're open shots. That's the other thing.
And
like,
he got open.
It's not like he's shooting with Mitchell Robinson in his face either. Like, they're just wide ass open corner threes. And if you're the Knicks, and this is a pick your poison team you're facing, you're like, I mean, I guess we'll settle for the Thomas Bryant corner three and dare him to make it, and he made all three. Which he hasn't done in well over 2 years.
Yeah, but but you can minimize some of this by taking care of the ball, man. That's some of the stuff here, and like it's on Brunson. Brunson's had 4 turnovers. I know he's hit some big shots in this quarter, but you can't give away possessions, and he's done that. You know, he's his game. He's got 15 points, 6 of 12 shooting, 4 assists, but he's giving away 4 possessions. So, and we talked about how that's led to a bunch of points. Yeah, I would bring in somebody on defense, Kaz, to try to spark, even if it's one guy like a DeLon Wright, sit Cap for a little bit. Maybe go with the DeLon Wright out there with Brunson.
That's great defense from Haliburton.
It was.
You see
it was the right. Brunson was going to the right place. He needed to on the court, but just was not a good enough pass.
And this is where them not taking a lead at all in the first half or a meaningful one hurts them because they were controlling the pace, as we mentioned, for most of that first half, and now the Pacers are starting to get what they want, and now you see their lead growing. So this is you playing with fire here. Obviously, they've had these comebacks before, as we mentioned.
Yeah,
Kaz doesn't want another 20-point comeback.
No, I told you,
you might need one.
Nah, I can't go on 15.
You might need.
You got to respond right now. 15 is reasonable, but you got to respond strong right here. Big three.
Big one.
Nice.
That's a big one.
Big shot.
Get more arc on that one.
Big shot there by OG.
Played great today.
He has. He stepped up.
He's
been the best starter, to
both
be honest.
ends.
OG was 17 points, 7 to 12.
How many steals does he have?
There we go, Mikhail.
1.
You got to finish this.
Nice.
Let's go.
That's what
That's a great answer. Big answer.
He had 2 in this game.
Oh, no, sir.
He give it.
Yeah, we'll take that.
So he makes the corner threes, but
can't make a dunk.
Get
it to single digits right now, and I feel really good.
Great response.
Big response by the Knicks.
Quick timeout.
Let's go.
What is that? 7-0 run.
God.
Big response.
This team just never dies, man.
Yeah, great pass by Brunson. And Towns doing exactly what you need to do. You know what? See,
that's
the kind of response you like.
Yeah.
That's the kind of response that gives you confidence. Says, okay, but here's the thing. Now you got here. You can't let this go back to 15 again. You can't let this go back to 15. But you said don't play with 20. I don't want to see it back. You got to keep this 10 and under now.
Yeah.
And you got to come with that same energy. Good timeout by Carlisle. I got to give him credit on the other end. That's a good timeout.
At some
that
point,
was quick. The Knicks did that in like less than 90 seconds.
There was 2 great. You talk about the turnovers that Brunson had. The Pacers gave you 2 right back, right in that the next possession. So I mean, they give it, then they take it. Thomas Bryant sells on the alley-oop. Tyrese Haliburton gets stripped by Mikal Bridges. Like that is, and OG Anunoby with that big 3. That 7-0 run was sorely needed.
Yeah, OG's been fantastic. 17 points, 7 of 12. That was his first 3, 1 of 4. He's got 3 boards and assists, 1 steal and a block.
I can't believe Thomas Bryant made 3 threes.
Yo, we're talking. Bridges has been good. Bridges is 6 of 8.
Bridges has been good.
15 points, 4
That was a big steal over there.
Steal and a block.
And he's still in Haliburton's airspace.
He does have 3 turnovers, but he's been.
All the turnovers were very early. I think they were all in the first quarter, actually.
Most of the Knicks turnovers are there. They've had 2 in this quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 11-7. Can they force some more? The Pacers don't really turn the ball over a lot, but can they force a couple?
They did last game.
Just did.
They did. It's true. Look, that was 7-0 run in 41 seconds.
Yeah, that's a Pacer.
That's a dream run right there.
Good recover and close.
They keep missing those.
It's funny. OG made
they're making all their. They're not all, but they're making a lot of their threes. They keep missing those open mid-range jump shots.
We haven't seen a lot of Towns right now. You got Nembhard on him. Towns, you got to get in the paint right here. You got a little guard on you.
That's good. Oh,
we haven't seen a lot of Neesmith.
Big board. Oh, thank you, Mitch.
Almost back court.
Easy 2. Oh, almost another turnover.
Slippery ball.
Thank you.
I like it. I like it.
This.
That looked like it took a lot out of Obi Toppin.
Obi is very, very top heavy, man. He's very top heavy. He's tall. He's got big shoulders, but you could take it to him. A little light in the ass, as the kids say.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's a legit foul there. Yo, Dev in the chat said, "Don't let this be a fake comeback."
Nah, this is a real.
Dev is not here for the teasing.
I love Cat at the line because he takes 9.999 seconds to shoot every free throw.
Just like Giannis.
No, Giannis takes 12.
Like, take all the time you need, man. Take all the time you need. But the Knicks, as you see them like talking to each other now, you see the confidence gaining. And the moment that they take out, I think, Siakam and Haliburton pretty soon, or maybe they won't sit them for the rest of the game. I love to see these Wright and Shamet minutes very soon. When it goes to their benches, when it's time to see where they could, I think the Knicks can really take advantage.
I wonder who came in for OG here. OG, excuse me.
Deuce.
Okay. I wouldn't mind seeing that towards the end of this quarter. Maybe you get to the last 3 minutes, try to steal some of those minutes there. You gotta hit your free throws, Cat.
He hasn't been good from the line.
No, he's missed 3 now.
3 for 6, I think.
I think you're right about that.
You gotta get up. There you go. No space, Brunson. There you go.
Good recovery there.
No
Brunson.
space.
Liked it.
That was too quick.
The Pacers have gone ice cold since that big run. Those fake Thomas Bryant threes.
That Josh Hart, the score table I saw.
Oh,
Bridges, another turnover.
Oh,
Bridges,
that's a dunk.
Damn, Bridges, I believe that is 4 turnovers for him.
Well, he's playing point guard.
What's happening back there?
That sign?
No. Dude with the pink, whatever that was.
I didn't even see that. I was looking at the guy trying to hold the sign. I was like, what's he trying to hold up here?
I don't know. No idea. Pacer fans, huh?
Come on, Deuce.
Oh, Deuce.
Don't like that shot at all. Thomas Bryant, this could be clumsy.
Was he shooting that?
That was chaotic. I'm like, somebody fouled somebody. I don't know who. Let's see. Clean strip.
Turnovers are the difference in this game.
Points off turnovers.
They really are.
That's what they do.
Along with some of the
that's been the story all series, man. Like if they take care of the ball, the Knicks are very tough to beat, but cause turnovers, you get extra possessions to a team that already likes to get a lot of possessions up. So that's tough.
I'm glad Indy hasn't worn their city jersey once this series. Oh my goodness.
So the NBA, like, they made like a ruling that they're going straight,
just classic uniforms.
The classics, dark and lights, man.
Yeah. And the Pacers were like, fine, we'll just wear yellow every game, which is their best uniform, honestly. I agree. Their white one sucks.
I'd love and miss right now Thomas Bryant. Damn.
Only dunks, apparently. All he's missing is dunks. Josh Hart minutes. Let's see how this goes. Don't love that he's taking the ball up on the very first play.
Damn, he's putting his hands all over him. Where's the foul?
They're working. Jeez.
They're working on defense.
I mean, playoff physicality.
Yeah, they're going to let him go. And he hooked his arm again. Yo, the arm hooks is insane.
It's insane. You almost feel like you see an arm hook every possession.
Every possession.
Here comes this guy. Somebody, yeah.
I'd love to see.
I was going to say.
No,
he stepped out?
Got hit.
Okay.
See that day in the bonus yet?
No.
He got caught on the face.
Yeah, bro, that's a foul.
That's a Ric Flair thumb to the eye. That's all that was.
I'm surprised. It's the first wrestling reference we got between the both of y'all. Surprise.
Saved it for the second half. I warned you before. I was like, it's coming.
You did.
You know it's coming.
Oh, man. Give it in. No.
Next ball still.
Yikes. That's another turnover.
These turnovers are going to kill the season.
Woo! 14. Double them up. doubled them up on turnovers.
That's the difference of the game right here.
It is.
Yo,
That is the difference of the game.
It's absolutely the difference in the game.
Yo,
They're daring him to shoot it, which I would dare him to.
That's the thing. He doesn't shoot a lot of them, but he could shoot threes.
Yeah, if you give any NBA player 4 seconds to shoot the ball, they're gonna hit it.
Right back to 14.
Yeah, with 3 minutes to go.
That I didn't like. After Knicks did all that good work.
What was the comeback in Game 3 when Towns saved the season essentially?
I won.
Wow. Too hard.
Oh.
They were down.
Yo, you got to guard him.
Overall, they were down 10 at the start of the fourth.
Oh boy, they want to get a 3 up.
They want to kill shot so
you said
bad.
10, Dex?
Yeah, at the start of the fourth.
Jeez.
It was only 10?
Yeah.
Damn.
At the start of the fourth.
This is tough.
16 now.
This is tough.
Look,
yeah,
they
responded with their run.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now the Knicks have to get right.
And they're playing their pace, man. This is,
you
know, they've scored what looks like 37 points in this
luck.
quarter.
Something
this
like
is what
that.
they want.
Oh yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough.
I think that's the first 3 he shot. Surprised Nembhard didn't take that one.
Pat, they're gonna give it to Pascal all day, man.
Oh,
He's been unguardable.
Shepard's open. He wants to hit him, but he can't. Good cut. That's tough.
Oof.
The Knicks rotated well there because that's not the shot. They probably wanted McConnell.
And one. That's
a big
big.
bucket by
They
Josh
wanted
Hart.
Siakam to hit McConnell.
Yeah.
I mean,
McConnell,
no. They wanted Siakam to hit Shepard.
That'd have been the right.
McConnell had the cut to do it, so the Knicks were able to rotate over. If he just hit that one pass, then it would have been a wide open 3.
Good bucket by Josh. They got
needed bucket.
Oh, the Knicks need another quick run here.
Has Josh Hart scored?
That was his first bucket, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't think so. Oh, he's only played 12 minutes.
Yeah, he hasn't played a ton of minutes tonight, man.
Mildly
the
surprising.
turnovers probably got him out of here. But Brunson looks like he's sitting. I don't know who came in for him.
John says, "Yep, keep leaving McConnell wide open. Good strategy." I appreciate the sarcasm. Oof. 10 for 15 on free throws.
This is sort of the lineup you were talking about, Kaz.
67% on free throws.
Would they go to it now?
Yep.
The defensive lineup is out here. OG is probably the best offensive player on the court for the Knicks.
They got to get it under 10 before the end of this quarter.
Pacers buying Haliburton time, too. They just have Siakam in there. Oh,
Can't
wow.
get beat by Thomas Bryant there, man.
That's tough. If he would have hit another 3, I might have to
I feel crazy that I said I expected it to go in.
Not from there. It's not from the corner.
Ooh.
Oh.
On the ground, it's bonus, though. I'll take that.
Oh,
But is it on Bryant or Neesmith?
I think so, Bryant.
Because if that's on Neesmith,
it should have been on the ground. It looks like. I think that's on Neesmith. Yep.
Let's see. Did he hit him again here?
Yeah, that's on Neesmith.
He hit him going up. It's on Neesmith. It's going up, but he hit him.
Well, it was a bonus anyway.
So
yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't Bryant. So Neesmith has 4, and so does Miles Turner.
Mm.
The Miles Turner one, I honestly don't think hurts him as much because he hasn't been.
It might hurt him in the fourth quarter, though.
Maybe.
Because they might want his stretchability.
But Neesmith is gonna. They're gonna want him on Brunson, and if he's in foul trouble, granted, Brunson's had to work very hard for his points in this game, but
I agree with Kaz. The Knicks need to find a way to get this. Deuce hits his free throws 12. Can you get this under 10? If you get it under 10,
I don't even hate it being 12 going into the fourth quarter. I just didn't want it to balloon to anything bigger than 16 than it was a couple minutes ago. It's a big free throws right there.
12 of 17.
Gotta get a big possession. Gotta get a stop. Cat back in. And
Jarris Walker
Mitch
in
out.
too. So now it's Cat and the defenders.
That's great defense.
They're slowing Indy down with the lineup.
There you go.
Good defense.
Give it up.
McBride, we need this.
That's massive.
Wow.
That's massive. And one. And one.
And one? He got fouled?
Yeah.
What happened?
Did he step out?
What? Stepped out of bounds?
What happened?
Where's the step out though?
Or did he travel?
Where?
What happened?
He was not out of bounds.
Challenge that. He didn't step out of bounds. His heel was up. You can see his heel was raised.
They got it. They can't look at that.
Oh my god!
They can't look at that at the end of the quarter.
I think Tibbs could have challenged that, but
oh my goodness,
Oh,
he did
my
step out of
God.
bounds.
this could be a big swing. And now Haliburton's in too. What? Okay.
I knew it.
Yo,
Those swings, man.
the thing.
Those missed calls on point swings. Thank you. That's
2
good.
for 1 opportunity.
That was a smart play
He
by
took
Josh
it.
Hart.
He paid the price for that.
Damn, Deuce was not out of bounds. That's the crazy. It's crazy. We saw.
They
we
should
could
be
see,
able to look
You can
at
see
that.
his heel was up.
They should be able to look at that at the end of the quarter. No.
Yeah, I agree.
Or at least show us a replay.
Yeah, and that's a goaltend too. He touched the rim.
Touched the rim.
That's an and one. That's a foul on the goaltend.
Yep, that's absolutely a goaltend.
He grabbed the rim.
Got to count the bucket, right? Thank you. Basket interference, please.
And he should get his free throw. Obi Toppin chance? Wait, why? What did he do? Like,
I see people in the chat. Dev was like, "Bro, he didn't step out. He didn't." That's offensive interference.
they got to show us like a still image of his foot out of bounds.
Bro, I saw it. I saw it on that
He was
replay.
not out of bounds.
He had the one foot
didn't look
set
like
and
it.
the other foot was raised. It never even came
The
down.
ball didn't touch his hands.
He didn't touch his hands. He was getting his motion, get ready to go up.
I'd love to go and see that play again. Are they not going to see it?
Yeah, I feel like we're reviewing the wrong play here.
They might show it like beginning of the fourth or whatever. Maybe they look at it.
I don't think we're ever seeing it again.
Maybe they look at it after.
Sakalka's got to call in and be like, "Yo, that thing that you said was out of bounds, not out of bounds. Count the 3." That's what they need to do.
I think they could retroactively do it. I rember in the
At the end of the quarter, right?
Yeah, in the Eastern Conference Finals when the Celtics played the Heat in Game 7, Max Strus had a 3. It was a big one too because they took it back like way later. They're like, "Oh, his foot was out of bounds," but the heel was.
I hope they look
right above
because this could be huge. It
is huge because they gave up a 3 on the other end.
Why is this even taking long?
What are we looking at? Like clearly,
it's clearly a foul, but also the offensive interference. It should be a goaltend.
You know, we got to review everything for mad long.
Say, do you like momentum with your basketball? You like tempo?
No, we're gonna take that away.
You like fast-paced action
on a Saturday night too? Like
a lot of people here in the chat are saying didn't look like Deuce was out of bounds on the replay. We saw it. Like when they showed that high angle, his foot never came down.
Oh, they were reviewing for a flagrant. I didn't think it was flagrant, but
what about the goaltend?
What about the grabbing the rim?
Right. Unless they just don't award it because of the foul, because of when they blew the whistle, but that's supposed to be, unless I'm mistaken, that's supposed to be 2 points.
I just hope at the end of the quarter they look at the 3 and give Deuce his 3. That's it. Also, I had a prop over the one Deuce made 3 and Mitch Robinson 6+ rebounds. What are they chanting?
Obi Toppin.
Why?
I mean, big 3.
That is true. Guy. I forgot about the 3, but
yeah.
But he committed a foul.
I really hope Sakalkas calls in at the end of the quarter and looks at that Deuce 3 again.
He never stepped out of bounds. It's doubt. I mean, no, don't. I was like,
he tried it.
He tried, Deuce.
He tried it.
There we go.
Oh,
wow.
Defense, Deuce.
Hold for. Oh, I guess not.
Oh.
Missed opportunity for the Knicks.
Should have held for 1,
God.
but you know.
Oh my God.
The Knicks had a 3.
They'll get the last possession, but at what cost?
Hold for 1.
So this is definitely going to be double digits going into the 4th. Take the 3. Jesus. That was a loud-ass thump. So if you get the Deuce 3 back, it's still a 12-point game. But if you don't, it's 15.
And the Knicks had to score in that possession when you got the deuce steal, at least get free throws.
That's the first quarter that the Pacers have controlled since Game 4.
Well, here we go. Double-digit lead. No lead is safe. It's the fourth quarter. Do you play Brunson the entire fourth?
Yep.
Like, do you get him out there and say, yo,
I think I do.
It's time to roll.
I think you guys start the quarter with Brunson.
Yeah.
Hart's got to take a seat. That was another turnover that was terrible.
Would you go Brunson, Deuce, Mitch? Because if you're not, I mean, are you putting Cat in or Mitch?
Well, Cat's in. I don't know if you start the quarter with him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. To start the quarter,
I would start with a Cat heavy offense. Like get him in the ball. Like game 3, I want to say. You got Turner with foul trouble. You got Neesmith with foul trouble. You got to get Cat going in the fourth quarter, like right now. Like get him the ball, and not just get him the ball. Get him going downhill so they can draw fouls, stop the clock, put points on the board with the clock not rolling.
Yep.
You got to get it to Cat right now.
Yep. Do you put Cat out there with Brunson then? Or are you sitting Brunson for the first 3
I'm trying to sit
minutes?
Brunson for the first 3. And let it not get out of control. If it gets out of control, if the
Pacers score like 2 straight, then Brunson, get up.
Yeah.
Time to save the season.
It's the season. Yeah, season's on the line.
So, Cat, I think Deuce definitely has to be out there to start the fourth. You could play Bridges the whole fourth.
I mean, those are 2 crazy missed calls. No basket interference for Obi Toppin.
He made the 2 free throws at least, so Deuce, it's not that consequential.
But Deuce definitely looked like he was not out of bounds. Yeah. And if he stepped out of bounds, I don't know. I guess maybe you can't step out of bounds to be the first one to catch it afterwards. Maybe that was the rule. But
I guess
on the catch, not out of bounds.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, but look, man. At the end of the day, we can talk about all of the missed calls, Knicks turnovers.
I'm looking at the call. I'm looking at the call right now.
The angle they showed us, his foot is kind of covered.
There we go.
I thought his foot was raised. See,
foot's raised.
He never touches down on the line.
The foot is raised by the time he catches the ball. That's a bad call.
Who tweeted that? Tommy Beer?
Tommy Beer, yeah.
That's a bad call. And it's got to be reviewed.
Like, what's the point of having the replay center in Secaucus if you can't correct these plays?
3's not coming back. It looks like. I mean, they just need to offer an explanation. Like, was it? Like, what was it, All right, let's see what the fourth quarter lineups are to start. Indy did put in Haliburton at the end of the third there just to try to steal a couple possessions. They did score. He did get a dunk on one. Dante Drake says the Knicks will win. John says Brunson ain't a true PG. He's just a guard. Nostalgic Nick says, I'm going to say that's evaluating, but I don't know if that's the word you mean. A-Train says Brunson needs to start chucking. All right.
It's time to give it to Towns.
It is the Towns lineup. To your point, Kaz. Towns, OG, Shamet, Hart, and DeLon Wright.
Good start for Towns.
Kaz scores right
How
away.
this dude gets no fouls is unbelievable. Someone's hurt.
Is that Thomas Bryant? Walker?
Take that. Sorry.
Nope. Sorry, not sorry.
Not sorry, Chief.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, no, that's Jarris Walker.
That's Walker, yeah.
Well, four points in 40 seconds. That's exactly how you want to start.
That kind of gives you back 3, I guess.
Gets you back to 3, maybe.
Maybe.
OG over 1.5 steals, plus 160.
Woo!
You not hit on that.
That's a big roll. Jeez, that hurt.
Oh, that hurts.
Ooh. I hate seeing the ankles roll, man.
I hate seeing it because if you had one, you know
how it feels.
I still don't understand how that 3 has not been reviewed. Like, how did he not look at that at the end of the quarter? That's the thing for me. It's like, how did he not?
Unless they did, and we're just like, eh. But it's more so I want to know what they saw. Like just provide an explanation if you're not going to overturn it. Like, what did you see there? That's really what it comes
That's
down
a huge
to.
swing, though.
It's a huge swing.
It's that, and we also haven't gotten the definitive camera angle where it's like, yo, like the real close up. It'll be on Twitter.
It was definitely
look at my last retweet, and I talked about how me and Kaz said that. I retweeted Tommy Breer.
Yeah.
Tommy Beer's comment, and you'll see it. It's he definitely was not. They paused it. He definitely was not out of bounds. His heel was raised. When they showed the initial replay, we saw that.
That's fair.
His heel was absolutely never came. It's almost like the ref anticipated it. Even though it's funny, the call came after the shot.
Well, I paused it right here, right?
Yeah.
You can't really see the foot.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Foot's kind of covering
with
it a
the
little.
ball in his hands, foot over here. The ref might have the better angle over there. Like if this is what he saw,
possible.
I could see that.
Okay.
But that was quick.
That's what it is. It's like, yeah, it was quick.
A-Train says Tips should have challenged it. I would have challenged that too.
They might have lost the challenge.
They might have.
The angle I'm looking at right now, like it's literally, unless I'm assuming the heel is up, and I can't assume it because I don't have the angle that the ref
and that might
has.
be what maybe they did look at it and said there wasn't any conclusive evidence, right? That you could, and maybe the guys and the assistant coaches saw it on the bench and said, "Yo, we can't do it. It's too risky because they're going to lose that one."
His foot's blocking it. The angles and even the best ones. So,
I mean, listen. You got to trust. The Knicks have actually been really good on challenges all season, so you got to trust the coaching staff there. They looked at it quickly and was like, "No." So, and listen, if the Knicks, go ahead.
In any case, 11-point game.
11-point game.
11 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
You got your defense lineup in. What you need to do is exactly what you just did right here. Cause turnovers. Get fast breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Give Karl Towns the ball. Have him go downhill. Get it within 5 points with about 6-7 minutes left. Give number 11 the ball and let him do what he's done.
I like this plan
all year long and take you to the promised land. That should be the focus. Cat, when it's slow down in the half court, get that man the ball. And once he's got it going downhill, send everybody back on defense. I'm not even trying to crash the boards again. Send everybody back. If Cat has the ball at the top of the key, just go.
Yeah.
Just go. You know he's coming down. You either getting the kick out three.
Yeah.
Or if it's going up, just get your ass back on defense because they're running regardless. And with this lineup of Shamet and Wright and everybody, maybe you do.
So
woo! Damn, that was a bad turn.
I feel for him. Man. I feel for any player when
that could be high too.
And Jarace Walker,
he's in the locker room, obviously.
He's definitely giving some good minutes too.
He absolutely has.
You have Siakam at the 5 now for them. So to your point, Kaz, this is where Cat has to be aggressive.
Cat's got to be aggressive now.
They're
there we go. Right.
Well.
Yep, that's it. Out of bounds.
DeLon Wright's giving them great pressure on the ball.
That's 2 turnovers to start the quarter for the Pacers.
This is exactly what you want. Mm-hmm. Do not let TJ McConnell get positive minutes while Haliburton's out.
Knicks have to take care of the ball here, obviously.
And see big ass number 32 and get him the ball. Ooh, corner.
Missed him.
Short. Yeah, Josh. Grab the ball. Tough.
If Josh turned right away, he has a clean
hesitated
look at that.
a second. Yeah,
he gave the defense a chance to recover.
This is a tough matchup for Wright.
Yeah, asking a lot.
He's got the quickness for it.
Good show and recover, OG.
Yeah,
OG made
lazy
that play.
pass.
OG made that possible though. That messed up the passing lane for him right there.
OG's got to be aggressive too. And one, we'll count it, ref. Woo!
Wow.
Let's go.
How good has OG Anunoby been tonight?
He's been the best player for the Knicks tonight.
Absolutely, both ways.
Both ends.
Absolutely.
Are we gonna look at it again? Nah, that's a block.
That's a block, yeah.
He went right through it.
He's been attacking.
Out here looking like Derrick
Henry. A lot
of
different matchups.
He's just so strong, man. I don't know why.
This is the Knicks
take advantage of many of those.
The Knicks starting this quarter strong, almost the way the Pacers started the last quarter strong.
Yep.
With a quick start. So
yeah,
I like it from the Knicks. They responded. They have to. Somebody in the chat said tap into that desperation. They gotta hit your free throws.
These free throws come back, killing us.
They've had a rough free throw shooting game.
Good D.
It's good defense.
Cat for once didn't do anything stupid there.
Come on, DeLon Wright.
I'd rather Josh go and take that to the rim.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What's that?
It's a good foul.
Hell of a pass from TJ.
It's a good foul.
Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather him take that to the rim because a long three means a long miss, and you get those.
Great call.
This is where a little bit of having this lineup out here. If you had Deuce taking that shot, you feel different. I don't want to kill DeLon Wright because DeLon Wright's been fantastic on defense.
He's giving great minutes.
Yeah, he's giving great minutes. And listen, he got an open shot. You got to take it.
He's just been struggling from three this year.
Yeah, he's struggled.
Better last couple seasons. And for his career, he's okay.
Brunson's back. Yeah, no playing around.
Brunson back a little earlier than I thought, maybe by a minute or so, but they're not playing around.
I wonder who he's in for.
Knicks got it.
Could be DeLon. See.
Yeah, he's in there for right.
Yeah, it's DeLon. Tip saw that missed three, and he was like, all right, enough of that.
Yeah, if he's getting those opportunities, I'd rather Brunson take those.
70% on free throws.
Yeah, 6 missed free throws. That's huge, man, to go with those turnovers.
There we go. Cat roll. Damn.
Especially when paired up with the Pacers, who are 13 of 15.
It's a good shot.
Brunson was cutting. I thought he was going to get it back.
Got to step in front of him. You let him take forever, he's going to make it.
That's risky.
Very risky.
Barely missed that.
Knicks can't let this get pushed
Top
back
of
up.
the
They got
key,
to stay
too.
striking distance. Come on, Cat. Time to go.
That's a
that
charge.
was
no, he moved
wow.
Under. That's a good call. He moved under.
Wow.
That might be his fifth.
I am stunned. That's his fifth. I'm stunned that he didn't get called for a charge because it's Cat.
That looked like a charge to me. I'm
Me
not even
too.
going to hold you. That
Me
looked like
too.
a charge to me. I mean, he wasn't fully established, but
God damn, son.
they've called more for less. That could have been definitely a charge.
It could have been.
But I'll take it though.
That is surprising. He has 5 now too.
This is big.
See,
This is
why. See, that's something you could challenge if you had your challenge. And I feel like you could have probably won.
You might have won that one.
Oof, oh boy.
Knicks gotta hit their free throws if they're gonna complete this comeback. He's the feet are moving.
Definitely a block.
That's the problem for him.
Yo, that impact is sick.
But the great thing, oh man, the bump knee and the fifth foul.
Jeez.
The best thing about this though is Aaron Nesmith was the only person on the entire Pacers roster that seems to be willing to step in front of these Karl Anthony-Towns drives.
And now he's not in the game. Yeah.
And he's got 5 fouls.
He's missed free throws.
Oh, man.
Again, I'm going to say this so people in the chat notice. I've been saying all the time. It's the little things, man. The little things. Taking care of the ball, hitting your free throws. Especially when you're trying to come back. You can't have that in the fourth quarter.
That's your way of saying Tibbs ain't out there missing free throws.
Yes. He's not.
He's been missing those.
Mm-hmm.
If he starts making them, that's a problem.
Nesmith is so good. He's such a great shot maker. He reminds me of like a young Dame Lillard. Just that step back.
Nembhard does? That's an interesting comparison.
Oh.
On Nembhard?
How many fouls?
Is that the 4th foul?
That was on Nembhard?
Yeah.
They're almost in the bonus.
Nembhard is good in the mid-range here. He hadn't been making those, but he is good.
Yeah,
Knicks almost in the bonus.
We're going to need some dark arts for the next 8 minutes. I'll take her right to the cup right now.
Yeah.
I'll take her right now.
I would do that too. The only challenge with that is once Mitch comes in.
Oh, my God. Great defense.
Jesus.
That's great defense.
That was a great trap.
That's one thing Dame doesn't do a lot.
That's a 6th turnover from Jalen Brunson.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's
going to have to own that.
He has 6 field goal makes and 6 turnovers. Not ideal.
Stop it.
Miles Turner. Tough drive. Look,
get up, Cat. Get up. Get up.
Gotta run. There we go.
OG.
Yo.
God, he almost had a third.
OG's everywhere in this game.
Man.
Look at this. That is just a great read.
D. Yeah, can't be mad at that. Those coffin corners, man, are the hardest places to be at.
Oh, old school Starks headbutt.
Josh Harvey making fun of him because he got a big ass head. He's gonna bring that up. Not immediately after the game, but at some point when they pot again.
You got to get up in his airspace, Mikal Bridges. You can't give him that space, especially when Cat is there.
Pick and pop opportunity.
Yeah, that's what
he rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just going to keep attacking Karl Anthony-Towns off those downhill screens.
Tough take.
Yeah. Because he knows, time isn't – it's not a factor yet, but it's close.
Josh Hart, man.
Yo, I'd love to see
let
Mitch.
that happen.
Can we get Mitch back in, please?
Yeah, you can't.
Are you worried about getting into the bone? Yeah.
I don't care. Get him in there, man. You got to slow down the pace. One rebound and go.
Take the risk.
Fade away.
I thought
if that's going the other way. He's been great.
Uh-oh.
Nembar's been great.
Would you burn a timeout here? You have 3 left.
Nah. Don't burn a timeout. It's a 14-point game. It's still manageable, man. Like a 14-0 run.
If they score here, I would probably call a timeout.
Especially if it's a 3.
Now you got OG on Haliburton, which I don't think they've done all series.
They did a little bit last game, but very, very, very few possessions.
That's a sick pass.
It's a great play.
Wow. I might call a timeout here.
It's a great play. I wouldn't. Please don't take it through. You got to go downhill. Cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know about that one.
I don't know, ref. You got to show me something I ain't see. Show me something I ain't see, ref.
That's 5 for Turner, by the way. If that's
5 on him, my God. But you got to take advantage.
Oh my!
I don't know.
Do you see a foul there?
You got to take advantage, though. But here's the thing, though. They're not making their free throws, man. And this is going to come back and haunt them.
That went in.
Oh, I didn't even know
it did, right?
It fell short. My God.
It didn't look like it because of the way it just...
I thought that was Manu Ginobili. I was like, my son Ginobili? The Knicks game? Repping?
Like, who from Knicks is... Who?
Victory in the chat says...
Which Knicks has an Argentinian background?
Knicks fans not gonna riot tonight, win or lose.
Still a lot of time left, man.
Made both.
6.5 minutes, 14 points.
I think they're in the low 70s.
You got to start getting stops right now.
Yep.
Right now. You can't afford to trade baskets anymore. You've given enough rope.
Knicks are just over 70% on free throws.
Cat, you got to step up. Cat, you got to step up.
He likes that.
Yeah.
You got to step up.
Haliburton is killing these cat and drop coverage. It's killing him.
I mean, trading baskets ain't going to do you any good.
You can't trade baskets. You need stops. You need stops.
Yeah, you need stops. Need to force turnovers.
You're in the danger zone officially because halfway through the fourth quarter now, look at Hallie. Ridiculous touch. And now they have to play the Pacers' pace because they're cutting the lead, and the Pacers want this.
Not a good shot.
Oh,
nope.
Don't like it.
You got the rebound.
I'll take it.
That's better.
Oh, okay, Cat. Okay, Cat. But you need stops.
You can't get stops.
You need stops.
Now. When do the Pacers stop running?
Never.
Probably never. But I'm like, at some point, you got to play the possessions. Not yet, though. It's too early. That's a good pass.
Good defense.
That's great defense.
How do you still
great
block
defense
on the way down?
Yeah. Pacer fans want to call. I'd like a replay.
5 minutes, y'all.
Let's see.
That's great.
Woo!
Brunson got a little bit in the back, but
OG's earning his money.
Yeah, this is the best game he's played this series by far. Yes, thank you.
That's an interesting sub
for Cat right after he scored a couple times.
Tyrese Haliburton has been picking on Cat.
Yeah,
with
that's
those
what
pick
it
and
is.
pops
He's giving them back. Yep.
You got to get in there. You got to get stops.
Ooh.
Knicks ball. What?
Ooh.
That's the makeup for Miles Turner.
Oh.
That's tough.
See, and these are tough. Knicks did everything they needed to defensively. except finish the possession.
Knicks were getting a lot of the 50-50 balls earlier when the game was close too. That's.
I mean, the Knicks are going to have to play fast now. Like they have to play at the Pacers' pace. They can't sit there and waste clock.
Is he going to?
Great response. Man,
Haliburton's killed him with that shot.
He's been unbelievable with that shot, man.
Yeah.
And yeah.
In this quarter, he's closing. Brunson's doing what he can, but it's starting to get to that point. No, it's at that point.
It's at that point now.
Yeah, it's at that
4 minutes.
16-point lead.
It's tough. They're going for the kill shot.
I was literally gonna say that.
Good short. Go.
How's that not a foul?
I think that's blocked too.
But that was a foul on Siakam there.
To get the ball back.
Yeah. OG had great positions. I don't know,
guys. Call it.
I might do it.
19 now? Ooh.
I might do it.
That might do it for
the 20-point comebacks. They have more time than this.
Damn. Well,
I think a lot of Knicks fans will be thinking about game 1 for a long time.
Yeah, we'll be thinking about that for a very, very long time.
For a long time.
Man.
That changed.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not to say like this would have absolutely not gone this way from there, but man, you have a 1-0 lead coming out of that.
You can't give games away in the playoffs, and the Knicks gave away game 1.
I agree.
Gave it away.
Mm-hmm. And that is going to burn for a long time.
And they're going to think about it all summer long.
Summer long, but it's like
while they got it back with game 3, because that was a pretty improbable comeback on their end with Cat essentially just going crazy in the fourth and saving their season. But still, it doesn't overrule like you could have had game 1. And on top of the made shot, you had an overtime period. Dex, we've talked about this before, and Kaz, I'm sure you feel similarly, but like even with the made shot that Haliburton had, you still had an overtime period to close it out. And they couldn't do it.
Yeah. But, you know, if you're telling me you got a double-digit lead with Jalen Brunson on the court, you take that 100 times out of 100 times.
Yeah.
That's just unbelievable circumstances. Neesmith's unbelievable shooting. That bounce that we'll remember forever and ever. I mean, unfortunate stroke of luck right now for the Knicks, but, man.
TJ Leaf says Nemhard with the Canadian flag. Is this TJ Leaf? Like actual TJ Leaf?
There's no way it can't be. No way. No way.
Will you tell us if you are, in fact?
He won't. You know what's always funny at this time, and you see people in the stream, and now you're seeing the the Knick haters come in here, and it's probably like at least I'll beat the Pistons. Like the Knicks didn't beat the Celtics too.
Listen. We got one more round than we thought with the watch-alongs. Okay? Like going into the Celtics
Kaz, did you think the Knicks were going to go at the start of the playoffs? Did you think they were going to make it this far?
Yes.
So you felt good.
Did you have them beating the Celtics?
Yes. Every single
games?
game. Every single game. I said it would be done in 6. Like I said it.
I hope you bet on
the
that.
entire season.
You would have got a crazy number.
I probably would have. But
did you think they were winning this series?
I did. I had the Knicks. I had the Knicks going to the finals this year, honestly. And you know, you got to give it to the Pacers, man. Like ever since January, they've been playing unbelievable basketball. Tyrese Haliburton, when they need him the most, he's played incredible in this series. And you can't even be too mad at this Knicks season, man. Like ending at 6 games. Well,
I don't think so either. I mean, there's gonna be people. Well, you can always be mad. I always say that, but
we'll have plenty of time for post game.
We'll talk about
post game.
If
this goes the way it
looks
like it's going, this post game might take a minute.
Listen, nothing would make me happier if I'm sitting here talking about eulogizing the season, and like the craziest 3 minutes in basketball happens when they come back. Nothing would make me happier, but. The third quarter really dictated the entire game. They picked up the pace. Mm-hmm. They got that lead. Mm-hmm. And like I said, this entire thing, styles make fights. And the Pacers got to implement their style in the third quarter. 4 minutes. You know what? 4 minutes isn't, that's not an eternity, but that's definitely enough time.
Perfect basketball, though.
You cannot trade baskets anymore. Like you're going to need some luck. You cannot
miss free throws anymore.
You're in the bonus. You got to get threes or you got to get to the free throw line and get points with the
Look
clock
at this lineup
stop.
out here. See Landry Shamet out here for his 3-point shooting.
But even taking this long to get established
that's good.
Okay, there's one. All right. You got to play full court too. You got to make some luck happen now.
You need a turnover. You need to get some easy buckets.
Oh
yeah, Obi does that.
That's too easy.
Obi does that, man.
13 assists. People were taking his under too. Ridiculous.
OG. Oh my gosh.
I mean, they need quick offense. Cat getting his numbers.
More than quick offense, he needs stops.
Cat's turn around.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he blatantly, he fouled him. He wants a jump ball. Yo, Cat's hilarious.
This is tough. This is tough to watch.
Shamet getting closing minutes. I'm a little surprised by that. Granted, he's giving them good minutes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he misses these two.
Warren Henry says, don't matter.
No relation.
No relation. I'm glad you clarified for us.
There's one miss.
You sure there's not a Warren in your family?
Not that I know of.
He says, no matter who win, OKC's going to eat. That might be true. Nostalgic Nick says, Obi to the finals. Shout out to Sham, True Vet. TJ Leaf. I'm not sure this is the actual TJ Leaf. We haven't verified, former Pacer, but he says this shit is over. Knicks cannot guard them. Tibbs needs to be fired. Rarely even looks like the better coach amongst good coaches.
That's not. I see that.
We'll talk about this post game.
That comment right there, where he rarely looks like the better coach.
I don't think that's actually TJ Leaf.
He's one of the best. I mean, who knows?
Now I don't. I definitely don't. Though I have my doubts before. Admittedly.
Cat with a steal here. Don't get ripped, Cat.
He kind of did, but it's still Nick Ball. You got to just start putting up threes at this point.
You're still going to get ripped by Natasha Cloud.
Yeah, this is...
Be careful. They might be in here. You know who they is.
I know.
Well...
Yeah, that's it.
Jeez. You know what? If there's anything that I've enjoyed about watching this game is that I've gotten to sit and watch it with you guys and not listen to Reggie talk.
We appreciate that.
We appreciate that. It's been look, man. And we'll talk about it more, Dion, once you get there. These have been fun. Seeing Obi Toppin celebrate and Haliburton celebrate. This is tough for the Knicks fans.
Do Knicks fans have
disdain for Obi Toppin?
Yeah.
Nah.
Not like he forced his way out or badmouth the Knicks.
Some people I think the first game he played this season, there was some. I remember it was game 2 of the season. They played the Pacers at home. Some fans
were
booing him. I was like, yeah, I remember. I think I tweeted about that. I was like, why? Like Obi Toppin was a beloved Knick. I know
Obi good people, man. Congrats to him.
Yeah, man. Salute to him.
And a lot of Knicks fans, I remember wanting him to play. Wow, was that clean?
Yeah. And I was somebody who
wanted him to play more, but Randall obviously was there, so that was tough lineups wise. Yeah, they're starting to style now.
Oh man, this is tough. Yeah, that's a clean block.
It's an NBA street block. Jesus.
That was.
I miss EA Sports Big so much. You don't understand.
John said, "How does Leon Rose actually survive this? Are we how far are we now criticizing Leon Rose?
We're gonna have a fun post game,
and they're waving the white flag, man.
Yeah. Oh, there's John Haliburton, Pacers Thunder. Honestly, I think that's gonna be an interesting finals.
I think it's gonna be a great finals.
Yeah.
The people who say I'm not gonna watch it, it's gonna be a boring finals.
Look, the job comes first. I covered a game, so
I think that's gonna be a really good. I lean OKC. but I think it's going to be
not lean. I think OKC's going to win, but I think Indy could get a game or two. It's just tough. That OKC's defense.
Nostalgic Nigga Jack says amazing season. Shouts to the Knicks players. He said Tibbs' last game. We'll get to all that in the post game.
We have a lot. Keep them coming.
We'll get to that in the post game. Tomorrow we will have a new episode of New York Got Game recorded. Where we will look at the Knicks season, off season. We're gonna look at all that stuff. We're gonna talk about some of that tonight too.
Get those numbers. Shamet a free agent after the season?
Shamet is a free agent. He signed a 1-year deal.
You bring him back? It might be the minimum. I mean,
maybe. He signed for the minimum.
Damn, no more NBA games until Thursday.
Like the Pacers are in the finals. Ew.
Ew. I
don't even sound sexy. It's like
because it never will be sexy.
Yellow uniforms. Nah, I'm hating. Nah, congrats to the Pacers, man.
Hate on. Yeah, congrats.
You gotta tip your cap to them. They played
they
play ethical hoops. You know what I mean? They wasn't over there playing hack-a-mitch like the bum ass Celtics. They let the
he's crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was needed.
Why did Jersey come up like that?
He earned that. You got to give him that, man.
Every Knicks fan wants Kolek to win the backup job next year.
And maybe Hawk Porty playing backup center. You might be.
I think Hawk. It's funny. Hawk Porty's the rookie I actually am most optimistic about in terms of getting minutes next year.
Y'all don't think it's hilarious that all the talk in the NBA season going into this year was about Jason Tatum's revenge season for not playing in the Olympics? And the guy who really didn't play in the Olympics is now going to the finals.
I hadn't thought about that. That's really good.
And he's probably their starting point guard for 2028.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
I think the Haliburton disrespect was crazy. The people who didn't think he was like that good of a player or whatever. What are we doing?
This is crazy. I mean, golly. The Indiana Pacers have been the thorn in the side of the Knicks franchise for now 3 generations. Like,
but you know
as a
what?
90s kid, they broke my heart with Reggie. In my early 20s, Roy Hibbert and Paul George broke my heart.
Yep.
And now Tyrese Haliburton, 2 straight seasons, has sent the Knicks home. Like, it's really... Now it's a rivalry.
But that's what I'm saying. These are the things that create modern rivalries.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a Knicks fan, like I know historically you've hated this team.
Now
this team right here, you hate them.
Yeah.
You hate the side of the yellow jerseys. You hate the side of Rick Carlisle / Jim Carrey. You hate all of this stuff about the Pacers. There's the whack ass Yes Sir shirt.
Yeah.
Yes Sir.
Yes Sirs is wild.
It's bad.
Don't want to see Caitlin Clark at these games. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I don't want to watch. Do we have to record now? Like, is there something that we have to?
We got to talk after. I don't know. We keep it as long as we usually do.
I mean, a little postmortem. You know what I mean?
Postmortem could go for a minute.
Shout out Landry Shamet getting his numbers up. But
Landry Shamet playing for that next contract.
Congratulations to the New York Knicks, man. Great season. You know, got to tip your cap to them. 2 All-Stars. Went to the conference finals. 2 games away from the NBA finals.
Hating so hard.
I gotta hate a little bit, but you know, I gotta congratulate the Pacers, man. Like, they played great basketball. They played fun to watch basketball. It wasn't like the Celtics watching the people march up and down to see Mitch Robinson shoot free throws and just jacking up threes all willy-nilly. Like, the Pacers play ethical hoops, man. Tyrese Haliburton.
Ethical hoops. I love that.
Hats off to him.
Shout out to Ethical Hoops.
Rick Carlisle, a guy who's been there millions of times, a bunch of times before, he goes back there again. And on top of that, you know, they're a deep squad. I think, you know, granted, as a basketball fan, watching the finals, I do think this version of the Pacers team probably gives Oklahoma City Thunder a tougher fight than this Knicks as currently constructed.
Yeah.
Just because of how often they get up and down the court and how deep they are. So, but I still think this is Oklahoma's championship to lose. And
I agree.
Man, unfortunate ending for the Knicks, but I am satisfied. I honestly believe that the Knicks were ahead of schedule this season.
I happen to agree with that.
You make a massive trade that shakes up your entire franchise, and you get 2 games away from the NBA Finals. And you got at least 4 cracks at it with this team as currently constructed with Brunson, Cat. Now, I say 4 years, but
and I'm like, maybe. That's why I side like that, because I'm like, we actually talked about this before you got here, because it's like, you never know what happens in the NBA. I'm not going to play any names of players. Somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Look at the Celtics.
Yeah.
They thought their window was longer. Now it's changed.
Achilles injury. Yeah.
You don't know if you get back here.
Second apron also.
Now,
people don't want to hear it, but business matters.
I've been saying all season long, it's a better chance that the Knicks were better next year than they were this year. I've been saying that on the show
literally from October.
Yep.
And I'm with you that they were ahead of schedule. I'm with you on that. So I feel like you should come out of this being optimistic for Knicks fan. Now, the thing that happens, Kaz, is everybody's going to say, what do you do to get depth on this team? I think there's some moves they can make, and we can talk about that. We'll talk about it with Brian Lewis when he comes on. Do you need to change the coach? Because some people are going to say he got you here, conference finals, 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. I don't think that's terrible. Do I think they lost this series because of the coach? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think people will say that. I don't think they lost the series because of the coach. Did the coach lose him game 1? Was he on the floor?
I'll say this. For all the people that don't want Tibbs to be the coach this year for whatever reason it is, if it's his lack of adjustments, the adjustments that he made in the series won them 2 games in the series. He took Josh out of the starting lineup.
Fair.
He got Mitch Robinson
That's
in
fair.
there. They played players that they didn't play in the Celtics and Pistons series, and they made a difference in the game. Now, you can argue maybe they should have done that the entire series or the entire season. So you could probably see a little bit more depth from your team. So they don't, so they're a little bit more comfortable going into it. But in a way, as a holistic basketball fan, there is some good you could take in the Pacers winning this. Because now the blueprint is out there that you need depth to win in this league. The Oklahoma City Thunder go 9-10 deep. The Indiana Pacers go 9-10 deep.
Boston was deep last year.
Boston was deep. Like
even Dallas.
The era of big threes, the era of we got one guy who could take us over the top. That's done. Over. But the most important factor in all of this is Jalen Brunson's contract. None of this happens without Jalen Brunson taking that less. Is he going to start a fad this year? Are stars who are eligible to take supermaxes and all that type of stuff going to take less money because they see what Brunson did, see all the talent they got to put around them, and know that, like, hey, if I take all this money, as great as I am, I'm pretty much handicapping our ability to win at a large level. So I hope the league doesn't follow suit. I hope everybody around the league just takes their money and go, because I think that's the next biggest asset is Jalen Brunson's contract. In most cases, this 4 would be locked in. But like you said, anything can happen now. Giannis is on the table. Kevin Durant's on the table. There's players out there. Your best player signed the most team-friendly contract in the history of the NBA, so you can have the ability to be nimble and be able to make moves. How you get deeper, who you get, I have no idea. But if I'm a veteran who hasn't won a championship before, trying to get over the hump, I'll take a vet minimum to come here and get a street named after me for winning a second round. Second round series.
Dex, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Before we get to Brian.
Yes.
What are you gonna do about the hat?
Hey, damn. Here's the thing. Look, man, I don't run from nothing.
You gonna keep it on?
Yeah, bro, I'm keeping it on.
Now, either way,
Dex keep the hat on.
I don't give a damn what the chat says about whether they think I should keep the hat on.
I'm
keeping the hat on.
I want to know what they think.
I wore the whole game. Now I'm going to take it off. Like, we all know there isn't going to be a game 7. But
that's a reason to
always remember.
There are 2 meanings to the hat. It was to inspire for the game 7 and shout out to Mark Messier and his company. I'm still going to say shout out to Mark Messier. The captain sent the hat. You wear the hat. I'm not taking it off. No. Plus, it matches with my kicks. We're not doing that.
I mean, so does the shirt, but that's not.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But all right, everybody. Knicks fall in Game 6. A disappointing
Let's ask Brian. Let's see what he
Game
thinks.
6, 125 to 108 is the final for the Knickerbockers in Game 6. They do not get it done. Disappointing end to the season. A lot of Knicks fans are disappointed right now, but we got to go with the guy who's been rocking with us. Our great colleague, Brian Lewis, has been with us for all of these games throughout the postseason, most of them, and Brian Lewis joins us now. Brian, how are you doing? I'm going to ask you off the top because Brian Fonseca wants to know what I think. I got this Game 7 hat that Mark Messier sent me for his company, Game 7. I figured I'd wear it, try to bring some inspiration to the people, give something positive. And now I should take it off. Do you think I should take the hat off?
Hell no.
See, there we go.
No, I was going to lead with that. I was going to say point one, ride or die with the hat. All right, Messier sent you the hat. Rock your hat.
I'm with you.
Fire point. I like that. I don't know my man's name, but fire point about Brunson's contract. No, people don't talk about that enough, man. Good on him because this entire thing happens because of the money that he left on the table.
Great point.
To be able to get McHale in there, to be able to sign OG. And yes, I do think, I'm not going to say what other free agents will do, but what I will say is it's pretty obvious from the way OKC is built, the way the Pacers are built, the way the Knicks are built, that the league is going more toward having some balance, being able to actually manage your cap in a way that you can have a deep team, because the league more and more is becoming about not having a weak link, as opposed to saying, oh, well, I'm going to pit the 3 best stars I can put and then just have minimum salary guys around that. So
and Brian, and Brian, I do think it was a great point we have Kazim Famuyide Kaz, co-host on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Carmelo Anthony joining us. And I think Kaz did make a good point about that. And you look at the offseason that the Knicks can actually have some flexibility here moving forward. I'm glad you agree with me to keep on the hat. I was going to keep it on anyway. I do care what you think, Brian. I didn't care what the other people think. I just want to be clear about that. I do care what you think.
Look, journalistically responsible. We got to get to the bottom of these things.
Hey, that's fine. Brian, I guess in a short, when you look at this game tonight, we talked about it during the game here. The Knicks just didn't take care of the ball again. You talked to us before, after Game 5. You said taking care of the ball, cutting down the turnovers would be key. The Knicks didn't do that. Do you look at it as just that? Was it the lack of shot making? Was it the lack of their 2 stars not getting it done offensively? What went wrong for the Knickerbockers tonight?
I mean, there was a lot of things, but absolutely the turnovers. Listen, whenever you're playing the Pacers, that's the absolute first thing on the ball. I mean, I'm not in their locker room, but I would bet you whatever pittance is in my wallet, that's the first thing up there on the board. Protect the ball. And if you're going to have turnovers, for the love of God, don't make them live ball turnovers. You can't beat that team playing like that. You can't do it. Now, 34-13 is, that's a little much. But for the most part, I mean, even if it was 28-16, I mean, you can't turn the ball over and give them runouts. Now, the problem is, not only were they turning the ball over, but I mean, they were giving up leakouts and they were letting the Pacers run off of makes. I mean, I counted at least like 6 times they gave up a basket and the Pacers are running off of makes. So, I mean,
and if there's anything that you gotta, for the Tibbs haters out there that need a little bit of that bait, it shouldn't have taken 2 games for them to figure out we got to play more people to send back on defense so they're not running off of makes. Like, there was so many times. You were right. The turnovers, I always thought was the biggest key to the game. Pace and turnovers. Like, rebound the ball, control the pace. First half, I think they did a great job of it. That third quarter, there was so many turnovers that just led to easy confidence-building buckets. So by the time, Obi Toppin's rolling through the rim, hitting threes, Pascal Siakam's in a rhythm, And even if you work super hard to get a basket, by the time you blink, they're already 3/4 courts down the way trying to attack again. So again, you got to take your hat off to the Pacers, man. They played they had incredible strategy. They played a great game. And styles always make fights in this league. And like you said, the blueprint is out there for how to win now, right? The last two teams standing, great talent, top end, of course, as far as Haliburton and SGA and all these guys. But both of these teams are very deep. They're very well coached. They don't need to sacrifice minutes or sacrifice important playing time because they got a guy at the end of the bench that can give you a good 5 and give you a good 7. And now the Knicks, who thankfully have been well run in the Leon Rose era, have some decisions to make.
Well,
now,
we did have some people in the chat saying they want to fire Leon Rose, Brian.
That's crazy.
Those aren't serious people.
No,
Jesus,
that was crazier to me than
they want to fire him after this.
Yeah, well, let's get to that, Brian, after this, because you look at this team, and we were talking about this a little bit before you came on, and I think Kaz made a great point about the flexibility they will have because of the contract of Jalen Brunson. But if you were Leon Rose and you had the keys to do what you need to do with this Knicks roster or whatever you wanted to do with this team, what would be priority number one for you this offseason? What do you think the Knicks absolutely must do this offseason to try to get past where they were this season?
Oh, my Lord. See, I didn't know you were
going to Sorry, but I mean, Brian, you got it. Listen,
look,
it's
off-season talk time.
You know it's
well, first off, I guess if I was Leon, I'd be looking for a knife in my back. Apparently, the way these people want to fire him already. Goodness. Listen, I think it's difficult for me to tell you exactly how good the Knicks bench is, but it's pretty clear that you're going to have a deeper team.
Yes.
1,000%.
All right. Now, is it possible that some of the guys on this bench are better than we're getting an opportunity to see? Yes.
Possible.
All right. But you're not going to be, and listen, they had a golden opportunity to get to the finals this year. Golden.
They were favored.
But yeah, I would say building out the bench and making sure that you're on the same page with your coach on using said bench that I go through effort to build for you, that would probably be priority number one.
I like that you said priority number one. I'll let Brian and Kaz ask you some stuff here, but you just said about using said coach to utilize the bench to its fullest. Now, the other part of this that I'm sure you know is in the chat live is that we've been talking about this throughout the playoffs, win or lose. Some people want Tibbs out of here. And I know you cannot comment and say, our guy Stephen Bondi will have more to talk with me about this.
You knew I was going to punt that to Steph.
Yep, and as you should, because you respect the man who's the beat reporter here, as you should. But I'm not, and Brian, I'm not trying to get you to say anything crazy like Knicks in 4, Knicks in 7. I'm not trying to get you. I'm the one who wears the Gabe Sutton hat. But I will ask this: is it reasonable? Okay, is it reasonable based on evaluating what you've seen Tibbs do through this season and this postseason to even question the fact of whether he should be back as head coach next year?
I mean, listen, it's reasonable to question it, I suppose. I'm on the record as saying I think Tibbs is a good coach. All right. I'm also on record telling you I think Rick is a great coach.
You have said this, yes.
So there is an advantage there going to Indy. Is it reasonable to question Tibbs' job security? I suppose. I'm not in a position to tell you what's going on in their back room. I don't know. I don't know Leon's thinking. I certainly don't know ownership's thinking because he doesn't talk to a lot of people. All right. But yeah, it's certainly, I guess, fair to question it.
I do think.
I don't know, man.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead. I want to hear this.
I'll say this, man. There's been so many people that called for Tibbs' job every game after every season, but I don't think enough people take into account the relationship Tibbs and Jalen Brunson has had, not just as Knicks. He's known this guy since he was yay high, right? Like it's not just a coach-player relationship. Like I was around MSG for some time before Jalen Brunson was a Knick, and during those times, you would hear like, "Oh yeah, that guy's he's gonna be a Knick. Like he's coming up." And you saw the glimpses in Dallas. And while we were thirsting for point guards back in the day, I'm like, all right, I don't think he's the answer. I'm still dreaming of Dame Lillard. I'm still dreaming of all these like superstar guards or whatever. And as that Dallas season goes on, we're like, oh, okay, not only is this kid good, like he might be too good for us. Like maybe he's like,
sign him, right?
But he leaves Dallas, and not just because of his dad coaching here, and not just because of the money and the opportunity to be the lead dog for a franchise. I think he came here because of Tibbs, right? Like the relationship that he's had in Chicago, growing up playing with Derrick Rose and watching, and Derrick Rose as the mentor and Tibbs kind of seeing him through, he's not going anywhere. Like if I was to put some money down right now, Tibbs ain't going nowhere. You were 2 games away from the NBA Finals this year. You won another 50 games. You in my opinion, we're ahead of schedule as far as getting to the Eastern Conference Finals in your first season as this iteration of the New York Knicks. And I don't think you throw Tibbs away for that. You keep talking about this, Frank Isola had a great quote on Twitter the other day. He was like, yo, all these guys talking about we need a coach to take you to the next level. This is the next level. This is it. The conference finals. Like, what other level?
Yeah, that's a really good point because he did take him to another level.
It is. And then on top of that, here's my thing with the Fire Tibbs people. While there are reasonable questions, and I think Brian, like we've talked about this, is he the right coach for this team? Like, there's a discussion to be had there, maybe long term. But if you want him to go, who's the coach? Because
a lot of people
I think Mike Malone.
People are saying Mike
apparently
Malone.
Looking at your chat, people say Mike Malone. Apparently,
but Mike Malone does not play his bench either.
Mike Malone's gonna do the same. The whole look. People should know this.
You asked me, are people going? I assume you're asking me, are people going to be questioning Tibbs' security?
Yeah, but
I assume that's what you're asking.
Here's the thing.
Which like clearly, apparently, they are.
And people want Tibbs to be gone to open up the bench and play depth. And the whole push and pull in Denver, verifiably, was Calvin Booth versus Mike Malone.
Yes.
Calvin Booth was saying, play the young guys. I want to see Strother. I want to see Peyton Watson. Yep. I want to see all these young guys. And Mike Malone is like, no, I want to play veterans. And that was the push-pull. And then the ownership was like, all right, both of you, get out of here. And that's how it went. So
which would have happened earlier, from what I'm told, if he hadn't won.
Right, like this is
this was not a new thing. Apparently,
if you talk to people around the league and talk to people in Denver, and I have, like, this is what they tell you. And
that's what I'm saying. Like he would have been fired if he had not won.
So it's like, if you want Tibbs to be gone, who's the coach? And I don't see. Like, and there are flaws in this game for sure. I don't think he's a better coach than Rick Carlisle, and we could name a few others, Eric Spoelstra, etc. But
maybe you can name 5 others.
Yeah. Like, it's not a long list. And on top of that, this is the first conference finals they've been to. Like, he just beat the Celtics. And we were talking before, Brian, with you also about, like, if they get dusted by the Celtics, then he's probably out of a job. But they won that series, and now they got to the conference finals. I just don't, like, who's the coach that they're bringing in?
Which was farther than I have to own it. I didn't think they were beating Boston.
Me neither.
I thought they were going out. And
Taz is the only person among all 4 of us that
check my socials. I called it ever since the 3rd Celtics game. Like the 3rd Celtics game, and I was like, it was like Forrest Gump stuff kept happening, where it's like, yo, they can beat these guys. It was just it was just always a comedy of error in the regular season. Like, they're not 4 games better than the New York Knicks, is what I kept saying. Like, they're not 4 games better than these guys. They're right there. And obviously, granted, those first 2 games in Boston tells me all you need to know. God bless Jason Tatum. Hope he heals up. But those first 2 games told me everything I need to know about this Knicks in the regular season. They are just as good, if not better, than the full-strength Boston Celtics. And they showed it.
We got a Mark Jackson in the comments.
Yeah, I want to address this, and I want to hear
Mark
this from
Jackson as the coach.
The reason I want to ask Brian this specifically is Brian's been covering the NBA for a while. He obviously is our Nets beat writer, but is helping us with this on the Knicks side. Brian, because this is my thing, when people talk about coaches, and it goes a little to what Brian Fonseca said here. Every time coaches are mentioned, you want a coach gone. Nobody ever comes quickly and says, okay, here's to replace. Now, people have mentioned Mike Malone. We just talked about, Brian astutely pointed out, Mike Malone does the same stuff Tibbs does it and by y'all, I mean the people out here, the Knicks fans, are complaining about. Now we've got Monty Williams. We've got Johnny Bryant. I'm not going to poo-poo that. Taylor Jenkins. I won't poo-poo that either.
Jenkins is the best coach available.
I might agree with that. Okay, but you got all
that Taylor is the best coach available. You're saying
of the ones you just mentioned.
I don't know if he's a better coach than Tom Thibodeau.
Now, right? Don't know that too.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Can I say something? Is a new coach gonna get better production out of Mikal Bridges? This is a guy who's extension eligible this year. This is a guy who the Knicks have to make. That's probably the biggest decision the Knicks got to make this offseason. The guy that you traded 5 picks for, the guy that is supposed to continue that Villanova kinship that's working
and
so
a swap,
well
might I add,
with Brunson with a pick swap.
The Nets reporter will let you know that.
Like, are you going? Like, what are you going to do with Bridges? Like that, I think outside of the Tibbs stuff.
Yeah,
I don't think the Tibbs stuff is even.
That extension is very important.
I think the extension with Mikal Bridges is the most important decision the Knicks got to make. I think Tibbs will be back next year. That's just me guessing. I think it's easy for Knicks fans to.
But Kaz, when you say that, do you mean in terms of giving him the extension or not, or how much they're going to give him on the extension?
Whether you give it to him or not. Like he's had some great games, but you have to look at the landscape.
Them being far apart in negotiations at first, though. But I'd be stunned if he didn't.
But listen,
get an extension.
You have there. I don't think there's a world where Mikal Bridges gets the same contract he got last time in Brooklyn, right? Like I don't think he's getting the 9-figure. Maybe he does get a 9-figure.
No, he get 9 figures.
But it's not just about Mikal Bridges. You have options out there. Like if there is a team that is willing to bite. I don't know. I don't think there's a team that's willing to bite. But if you think you can get something from Mikal Bridges out there with the possibilities of a KD, the possibilities of a Giannis, not saying it's at all an equal trade at all, but those high-level production players on 1 year left in their contracts are usually pretty valuable around the league. Those expiring contracts are extremely valuable. So, I mean, and depending on what game it was, there were certain games you could have did without Mikal Bridges. I mean, there were certain games in this series where I'm like, I want to see some more Landry Shamet over Mikal Bridges right now. Like, he's giving me a little bit more effort
Brian,
on Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah, he has value. Mikal has value.
Yeah.
2, I mean, I actually would have. I know this is going to sound crazy. I mean, Shamet was like, I looked like Shamet was going to be vulturing his minutes up.
Oh.
You know, I was curious to see a little bit more Larry Shamet.
Yeah, me too.
I admit
he looked great every time he was out there in this series. He made a difference every single time out there.
He did.
So I got to give it to him. But I think the Tibbs conversation is going to be a little bit overblown. I think the Mikal Bridges conversation is going to be at the top of the list for the New York Knicks next year.
Brian, as somebody who covers the Nets, do you think the Knicks can do what they did in terms of giving up the draft assets to acquire Mikal Bridges and then turn around and afford to not extend him?
I mean, if you're not extending him, what do you do? I mean, what's your plan with him? Are you not extending him, and what are you getting for him? I mean, I assume if you're not extending him, you are moving him.
He's a trade piece,
right.
Post-haste,
and a financially a helpful trade piece,
or you run it back with one last year,
or you dare,
and you have a possible disgruntled, third option on your team who is trying to get paid, or maybe he has a great contract there. I don't know. That's why I said the Mikal Bridges situation is probably the biggest elephant in the room.
I don't disagree with that.
He got 4 for $90 last time, for what it's worth.
Right. Yeah, he's on like 24. I don't have it in front of me, but he's like 24 and change.
Something like that.
Which is good value for him. That's fine. To me, his contract as it is
fine.
But he's going to get a bigger but
that's what I'm saying. It's fine now. It's the extension that's like, how how much do you want to be in the Mikal Bridges business with this Knicks team? Now, I think
if OG has 5 for 212 coming to him, Mikal Bridges' agent is going to try to get something in that neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, he's due for a raise. Now,
knowing how
if you're saying you don't believe in him and you don't plan on giving him that raise, which is fine.
The only way we
got to move him on. Then
happens
again. Jalen Brunson, steps in.
No, I think
I'm
the
not
only way
Steph,
that happens.
So I don't know what their thought process is on him.
Yeah. Right.
But just logically speaking, he does have value. And if you're not planning to give him that money,
somebody will.
Then I'm going to send him on to somebody that would.
If the Knicks identify him or their investment in him, for lack of a better term, it's a sunk cost, which sometimes I wish more teams would do sometimes if they say, hey, this doesn't work out. All right, you know what? We're just going to move on. But I think a lot of fans, something that Kaz just alluded to, are going to think, okay, well, what's next? Who can we flip him for? And the names that are going to come out there is going to be KD, who I think is too old, or Giannis, who I think you might have some concerns about his offensive limitations, despite still being a really good defensive player. And we don't know what the cost of those players are going to be.
If Giannis calls Milwaukee tomorrow and is like, I'm only accepting a trade to New York City, Mikal owes a great first year. Here you go.
Mean,
it's going to take more than Mikal.
I will be honest with you. I do not know what Giannis's thought process is. And the people that I know in Milwaukee are not calling me back.
You have reported some stuff around this, though. Have you?
What I would tell you is this. Yes, Giannis thoroughly loves New York. Mm-hmm. Doesn't like it a little bit. He thoroughly loves the place.
Thoroughly loves.
Yes.
Thoroughly loves.
He owns multiple businesses here.
Oh.
He comes here regularly.
Oh. If I'm not mistaken, I think he has a place here, too.
There's a nice Greek population here.
Yes.
Yeah. There is obviously a very large Greek population.
And Nigerian population. And people sometimes leave that out of his culture that I hate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the problem is, when you ask what would he cost? I mean, Milwaukee is going to try to ruin whatever team they send him to.
Of course.
Right. Yes. Of course.
Which they should.
Yeah, good business.
That's business is business.
Right.
Just to clarify, Brian, when you say Giannis loves New York, do you mean New York or do you mean New York and potentially Brooklyn? Like, are you including all the boroughs?
I'm including all the boroughs. I mean, I don't know how often my man is in Staten Island. I don't know.
That man is never in Staten Island. Okay.
Easy on the Staten Island hate. Easy on the Staten Island hate.
Yeah. Yo, I did not know that.
Man, I spent some of the best years of my life in Staten Island.
I thought we were in comfortable company.
Man. Word? I got lots of love in Shaolin, man.
Nothing wrong with it.
Wu-Tang and Caps.
Nothing wrong with it.
Brian, when's the last time you've been to Staten Island? And for what?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, my mama out there, man.
I go through Staten Island frequently.
No.
Everyone goes through Staten
Island.
Every time, man, the traffic coming this way is bad.
I go through Staten Island quite often. Sorry. Apologies to Miss Family Weeday. No disrespect, Cass. We appreciate Wu-Tang.
And my mama.
And your mama.
But yeah, okay. Whatever the cost for him would be, if he were to ask out or demand out or whatever, presuming he does not say, send me to this place, right? Which then hamstrings the team trading him, right? The cost for him obviously would be extreme.
Yes.
And their flexibility is a little bit hindered because, well, we just finished talking about what they gave up to get Mikal.
That also brings me to what Kaz said, what Brian said, and what you said at the beginning, Brian Lewis, that the Knicks' biggest focus should be improving their depth, which would then lead me to see from what you're thinking on that, they don't need to go and get another star. They just need the depth to compete with these teams like OKC, like the Pacers, I think we all are agreeing on this. The days of that are over. But fans, I think what I'm hearing from fans a lot is we need to get another star. We need to get another big name. And it's like, are you not watching what's going on in the league right now?
Fans love stars, man. I mean, they do.
But that's not what the league is right now.
But the way you do it,
I agree with you, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but the way you do it to preserve depth is like you do like your second and third best players or third and fourth. Like you do it that way instead of it being a gut job where it's like this player and then all these young players.
Yeah, but here's one thing that the Knicks haven't done enough, man. And the same thing with the Pacers and the Thunder. They have great depth, but like a lot of their depth comes through the draft. Like they play the guys. They play the guys that they eventually draft. So it's like we talk about all of these potential dudes that the Knicks can pick up. I need to see where Tyler Kolek, Ariel Horporty, Pacome Dadier, all those guys. I got to see where those guys are next year. Like those guys have to be contributing players next year for this Knicks team for them to take that leap that the Pacers and the Thunder have taken this year. Like these are two teams that were fighting for conference finals last year and had to eat that crowd. And as much as we, as all New Yorkers, would love to see a finals run, it just doesn't usually work that way the first year around, right? Like the first time, you got to take that step, especially you get to the conference finals. The Pacers were here last year. They ate it. Now they go into the finals. The Thunder was knocking on the semis last year. Now they're going to the finals. Like the Knicks, for everything that they've done, for all the idiots that want to fire Thibodeau or Leon Rose, all that stuff, they have done the textbook building of a championship contender, going from laughingstock to playoff team to winning a round to winning the second round to now being in the conference championship. Now, these moves are what defines franchises, right? The last time the Knicks were here, the Knicks, we all talk about who we trade for this, who we trade for that, I got 2 words for Knicks fans everywhere. Andrea Bargnani.
I thought you were going to say.
Don't be so thirsty to change just for the sake of change. You were 2 games away from an NBA Finals. Your core is pretty good. Mitch is healthy. You got guys that have shown something in these playoffs. You got a little money to play with.
Yeah.
My message to Knicks fans and Knicks people everywhere, I would stress, do not overreact. Do not go and make a big swing and try to change the entire you already did that, and it worked well. And a lot of times, it doesn't work that well, especially in the first season, right? You took the big swing. You changed the identity of the team. You can make the argument that they probably weren't as rugged or tough or as gritty as last year's team. But again, they were 2 games away from the NBA Finals.
They outperformed last year.
They outperformed last year's team, no matter how much we love grit and grind Villanova basketball.
I agree.
Andrea Bargnani. Don't forget the name.
Brian, I love
the 2 words I thought you were going to say.
I love everything that Kaz said.
Those
and
two.
It's where we'll close on this. I love everything that Kaz said because I agree 100% with him, and I think the depth has to come from your young players now in the NBA that you drafted, that you invested in. You gave Tyler Kolek a 4-year friendly deal. You drafted Pacome Dadier. You have Ariel Horporty. You got to hit on some of those guys and make some true shinings. And also, to the point you mentioned about the stars, Brian, I think fans can't forget this too. There are aprons now, and the second apron is very punitive. So you cannot just make these moves and not have this room that you didn't want to. So you have to be smart within that, which, to be fair, I think Leon Rose and company have done that. So I guess is where I'm going is from what we've seen from Leon Rose and company, from what Kaz just brought up about the fact that the Knicks really took their big swings last offseason in terms of getting Mikal Bridges, in terms of getting Karl Anthony-Towns, do you think the Knicks will continue to be patient in the process as they have been the last couple of seasons? I get it. Everybody wants tomorrow yesterday. I say that all the time. Everybody wants that. But I have no reason to believe that this team will not continue in the process that they've shown and build and learn from this year's Kaz is saying and adapt. Do you think the Knicks will approach the offseason in that way?
I have to presume that they will. Again, I have to defer. Maybe Steph would disagree. He obviously would have better intel, but I presume that they will be reasonably patient with it and be building around the edges.
I agree.
Rather than make some seismic change to what they are. I don't anticipate that. I don't foresee it. I don't expect it. But I would be curious to know what Steph thinks on that.
I low-key think that the depth move next year maybe isn't even a big move. Maybe it's a full season of starting Mitch Robinson at center and Josh Hart being the engine of that bench. And, we saw it the first year Josh Hart was in there. When he came off the bench, like that unit of Deuce and Isaiah Hartenstein and Precious, led by Josh Hart, like he had some sneaky like 6 man of the year considerations for that team when they were just super deep. And I think Quickly was still on the team too. Mm-hmm. Like they just had these platoon teams that just felt like they just wore you out. They didn't have a star player. Mm-hmm. And Brunson wasn't really Brunson yet. He was still very, very, very good, but he wasn't like this megastar he was. I think Josh Hart moving to the bench and a full season of Mitch Robinson at a starting center could be the change that this Knicks team probably needs, right?
Using like the C word, Kaz, continuity.
Yeah. Well, Dex knows I was on the Mitch hype train. So
yeah, you were. No, you were somebody who talked about the fact that he could have a big impact on his team when he came back and was healthy. To the point, I think what Kaz is saying, I hope fans understand. I think what we're all saying is continuity helps sometimes. I've been saying it. I've said it all year.
Pacers are the same team as last year.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. All your point is to look at the Pacers. Look at the Pacers.
OKC is the same team. They added Caruso and Hartenstein, but
they were
moves around the edges.
Yeah, they were 4 wins away, the Pacers. They got swept by the Celtics last year. And they kept continuity, close games. They got more grit, because grit is something you can develop over time. It doesn't just come in a magic bottle after you trade and it just opens up. And look at the Pacers. Now the Pacers are in the finals. The Knicks can look at that and say, why not us? Why not build off like what Kaz is saying, the core that we have? Make some minor tweaks. It doesn't have to be a major move. Team building, as you know, Brian, as you're covering the Nets, they're now in the beginning stages of reshaping their team and their roster. It is hard in sports. It is a process. People got fooled. There's one team you could only think about that made a couple of trades and instantly went from not good to a championship contender. That is the 2008 Celtics. You do not have many teams that is an anomaly.
That's a different era, though.
Different era, too.
Comparing this to that is like...
That's a good point.
You see many teams and franchises try it.
Helmets. That's a different era. Right. So that's got nothing to do with the way that the NBA now today is run. Roster building is different. The CBA has changed probably 4 times since then.
Mm-hmm.
You can't compare what you're going to be doing in 2026 to what you did in 2008. It bears no resemblance whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Brian, we all have a lot to talk about this offseason. We appreciate you. You came and rocked with us almost every game here during the postseason. I hope it was fun for you. It was fun for us.
Oh, it was good. Good times. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, man.
I hope to do this more in the future, maybe with a little Nets talk somewhere down the line.
Oh no, definitely. And I
hope the Nets get VJ Edgecombe, but I don't think he'll be around that long in the draft.
Yeah, Brian.
I would be moderately surprised if he falls to them at 8.
Yes, I'd be shocked too.
I would be too.
I could.
I'd trade up for him.
Move,
I think he's going to be
but
great.
I wouldn't expect to see him fall to them at 8.
No.
Well, Brian, we'll have a lot of Nets talk in the next couple of weeks before the draft, so we'll be doing some more videos. So check out Brian Lewis, everybody, on Twitter, wherever you can follow him, and check out his work covering the Nets. But he did a great job coming on with us to talk about the Knicks after these games. Brian, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No problem. That is Brian Lewis, the great New York Post sports reporter. Also does a fantastic job covering the Nets. We're going to wrap very soon because it's late.
A lot of comments.
I don't know if I'm gonna wear this Game 7 hat home, but we'll see.
Pascal Siakam got Finals MVP, by the way.
I was about to say, like, Pascal Siakam definitely deserved Conference Finals MVP. He was unstoppable those first 2 games.
It's a good bet by people who made it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this.
He was not the favorite.
I'm gonna say this as we wrap, and I loved all the points you made, Kaz. You and I seem to be very much on the same wavelength with the team building.
Yep.
And I've kind of known because I've seen your comments on Twitter and all this stuff. I don't think Tibbs. I echo a lot of what Brian said. I don't think Tibbs is a perfect coach. I don't think any coach is a perfect coach. Right?
No, every fan base has issues with their coach.
Warriors fans. Oh, I see Warriors fans. Warriors fans.
They
tear up Steve Kerr. Yeah. And he got 4 titles.
Heat fans be killing Spoelstra. I'm sure Pacers fans have issues with Carlisle.
Sure. My thing is, I think the narratives when teams lose and something happens and people don't look at the players first is extremely lazy.
Yeah.
I think it's extremely lazy. Players are out there. Players have to execute. Did Tibbs make adjustments in throughout the playoffs? I don't even want to say the series. He did against Boston. He did here. Did it go as fast as maybe you wanted?
Yeah, some people would say it was.
Can you argue he could be a little bit more proactive?
Sure.
But I also will say this: players can develop, and you can have improvement with continuity. So can coaches. Is there a world where Tibbs could be a better coach next year than he is this year? Sure.
Let me ask you this.
It's possible. Sure, please.
Let me ask you this, Dex. Was game 1 on Tibbs?
No, I'm somebody who says this here. No, because players have agency, Kaz.
Yes.
And players have to execute. Somebody will say, well, they hit these threes and Tibbs could have called the timeout.
All players could have stopped Aaron Nesmith from chucking 8 threes in the fourth quarter.
Open threes.
Like that's the drop coverage. Like, forget strategy. If a dude is shooting the ball in your face, don't back up. Like, that's natural basketball. Forget the strategy you're running. Get in the guy's face. Like, that game 1 will haunt the Knicks for the rest of the summer. Yeah. Because that's a game they had. That was a game that they controlled. And game 6 tonight looks completely different if it's 3-2 and not 2-3. You know? So, I mean, again, all fans want their pound of flesh at the end of the season. If there's no championship, if there's no parade, somebody's got to go. Someone's got to get traded. Somebody's got to do this. As much as all of this is new for Knicks fans,
the young Knicks fans,
prominence, success, national recognition, all-stars, clutch player of the year, all this type of stuff. All this stuff is new for Knicks fans. You know what else is going to have to be new for Knicks fans? Patience.
Oh, my God.
Patience is going to be a virtue for this Knicks team because I believe the way this Knicks team is currently constructed, they are a championship-level team. They have a championship-level starting 5. They have a championship-level coach. They have a championship-level best player. And they have an arena and a home court advantage that is truly one of one in the NBA. I don't think they need to go and find another entree. I think they need to find a little bit of some appetizers, some side dishes, some garnish onto the food. Like, that's what this team needs. I have supreme trust in these 2 gentlemen right in front of us that's talking, Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony-Towns. But you know, any team that doesn't have a parade and rings in the beginning of next year, they lost. So changes will have to be made. I don't think they need to be wholesale sweeping changes. But
there will be changes.
But changes will definitely be made.
Yeah, I don't think the changes are going to be. Now, we're guessing. We'll ultimately, we're going to find out within a few days. But I don't think the changes are going to be that sweeping, given that this run, I mean, this is the first time they made it to the conference finals in a long time. I think they're going to be really delicate with how they handle this. I think the only sweeping change we may see, and obviously could be wrong, but is if Giannis actually is like, yo, I want to go to the Knicks, you have to consider it at the very least. And ultimately, you probably have to try to do it because it's Giannis. I know you don't want to hear that, Dex, necessarily.
It's not I don't want to hear it. It's that people don't think about the other stuff in team building because all they want is stars. And they bench be damned, salary cap be damned, second apron be damned. Just get a star in here and we'll win. And then you'll go up against the Pacers and have the same result because you got no damn bench.
Well, maybe. But some people would say, hey, if it's Towns plus, and the plus is going to be whatever little cap filler you need, whatever.
That's different.
That's the thing. But that's what I was sort of intimating
before. But I don't think that trade is coming.
I don't, because if I'm Milwaukee, I don't see why cap makes sense. You know, you would have to get a third team involved and find them somewhere else. But I think this is the discussion that people are going to be having. So but ultimately, I think you're going to do something around the margins. You have to play the rookies, as Kaz mentioned. You have to see, or at least give them a chance.
See what
to
you
play.
got.
To give them a chance to play. Again, you got to treat them like Tyler Kolek, like you have a young quarterback and you bring in the veteran to compete with them. Like, yo, you have to earn the backup job.
So here's the thing.
Whether it's against DeLon Wright or somebody else.
Here's the thing I want to say, and I'll talk more about this tomorrow on New York Got Game, recording everything. The Knicks, if you look at this in the last 5 years, and Tibbs gets criticized for this, and I've defended him on this. People are like, oh, he doesn't develop young players. It's not true. The Knicks have done a good job of developing. Mitchell Robinson as a center. Emmanuel Quickley and R.J. Barrett, who then ended up giving you OG Anunoby.
And Deuce McBride.
Yeah. Who's one of the best value contracts in the league, right? These are all young players that were drafted by the Knicks. Quentin Grimes, who then we ended up doing in Philadelphia. It didn't work out for him here. But
Isaiah Hartenstein got paid.
Isaiah Hartenstein came in a 2-year deal. They made shrewd moves. Mm-hmm. They flipped some dudes. They've done some good stuff. So people don't trust in the process of the front office. I don't understand why. That makes zero sense to me.
It's the best. They've had the most functional front office of my lifetime.
I agree. Now, Dev here says in chat, there's no sweeping changes. Get ready for more disappointment. And the reason I disagree with that
Are you disappointed?
I don't understand that first.
Are you disappointed?
How is it? Like, I'll say this. I could see how you're disappointed because you were so close and you wanted to win.
The end is disappointing.
Yeah, the end is disappointing.
You lose a conference finals that you're favored, that's disappointing.
The journey wasn't disappointing.
You got to the conference final. Like, this is the thing.
You would have signed for that at the beginning of the year.
That's the nuance of the playoff run. It's like the Pistons series was the Pistons series. They beat the Celtics. And they were beating them before Tatum got hurt. Like, that series was in hand. The Celtics had their game in front of the fans in Game 5, and then the Knicks closed them out in Game 6, obviously. And they're favored to win the series, and they lost. But they lost to, honestly, a team that has more cohesion, that played better, that probably is better, and
probably is better. They were better.
Yeah. Like,
I would say,
totality,
I would say the Knicks starting five is as good as any starting five in the NBA. It's the other stuff that separates them from the elite of the elite, right?
Yeah.
And what's the elite? Like, technically, the Knicks finished in third this season, right? So it's like the Thunder, the Pacers. Those are the people that you got to look at. And all these teams have players that they can play at the 10th man that can give you quality minutes in crunch time. So, it's rough. It sucks, but I think this, man, like, you got 2 All-Stars. You got 1 All-NBA guy, 2 All-NBA guys.
Yep.
You could be a whole lot where I understand Knicks fans' disappointment. I understand if you don't win a championship, you get this close, you're upset. But, like, after you get all that out and you sort of, like, take a step back and look at the health of your franchise right now, you're there. You're exactly where you want to be in the development of this team.
I agree.
You just now need to figure out and this is the difference between all championship teams. Like, and I think that's going to be the difference for championship teams going forward. There's no team out there that I just feel like is going to win the next 3 or 4 titles. You could make the argument that the Thunder might be that, but anything could really happen. Like, the Nuggets could have knocked them out this
Stars
year.
have never been getting more injured.
Yeah,
you just don't know.
Also, you need, again, I'll come back to this. You need depth. You need depth. You need depth. If you don't see that, you need depth.
That's the main thing. Even
NBA.
people who want Tibbs gone, like, the main thing we could all agree is depth. That's the main thing you need.
Now, again, I'm with the people. If you want to tell me, I was talking about this whole year, could Tibbs have played guys earlier so you could see more lineups, so they had a little bit more cohesion together? Maybe you'd have saw that. I saw Devin here said, well, the Knicks only develop the players they play. Well, that's how you develop. You develop with actual playing time.
Right.
That's how it
and
works.
Tibbs is a guy where you got to earn the minutes with him.
Now, did Tibbs play some of the guys you'd like to see this year? Would I've liked to see Tyler Kolek in games against lower level competition? Sure. That's a fair critique. And I think it could have helped the Knicks. Now, I don't know if Leon Rose and company are going to sit down when they evaluate everything and they sit back and say, hey, when we look at our season and we look at what went wrong for us, particularly in this level, the championship round of the Eastern Conference, we didn't have the depth. And they might say to Tibbs, hey, man, you got to start playing guys more. We believe in you as a coach, but you got to start playing guys to develop them in the season, because we know this core is, we know they can get there. But can we develop while we're doing that? That's the question. We've seen the Knicks develop. Now we're asking, can the Knicks develop while they're at this level? And at this level now in the NBA, you have to hit on the margins. You got to hit with guys on cheap contracts that can come in and play for you.
Win around the margins.
Otherwise, why did you draft
But here's the thing. Here's the one thing that I think the Knicks have a distinct advantage of going into the offseason. the Knicks have always been a destination for free agents. They've always been a place that either people could get a paycheck, somebody's gonna pay, or you know what I mean, you just like being in New York. Like there's all those other things that come with being in the city. I think now that the fact that the Knicks are actually good, a championship contender, and they have distinct roles that need to be filled. They need somebody off the bench that could light it up like Dante lit it up or like Landry Shamet lit it up. You need somebody who can come and stretch the floor. You need another backup big in addition to Mitchell Robinson, just in case he's injured, foul trouble, whatever. You need
ideally it's Hawk Porty.
Ideally, I mean, I would love another. We saw what happened with the Indiana Pacers. I would love another ball handling creator for the New York Knicks. It doesn't have to. For that. Doesn't necessarily need to be another Jalen Brunson type.
I do. I have a name. I don't know. He's going to be a free agent. I don't know how much he's going to get or command. Malcolm Brogdon is somebody I would look at.
I like Brogdon,
but injuries will worry about me.
His medicals were historically bad. It also means you can get him for cheap. I don't see. This is the thing too. Like, we have to see where the Knicks land financially and to see what exceptions they're going to have access to. Like, are they going to have access to like even, or are they going to even want to use like a biannual exception? Are they going to want like what mid-level exception are they going to have access to?
Are they maybe going to try to move a player that's off their bench like a Mitch to try to get
to clear space
and get maybe a couple other contracts? Or there's some things the Knicks could do.
Even it doesn't have to be Mitch. It could be Josh Hart.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be opportunities, I think, as far as like moving talent around. But I just think the way this franchise is set up, like you can get a good player who probably could have made more money at some other team or some other franchise, but they want to just win and win in New York. Like the value of winning in New York now is more clear than ever. We'd always hear stories about it. Like, now, man, if you ever won in New York, if you ever like, we've seen what it looks like when you win here. And I think there's NBA players out there that are free agents that can come in and be like, yo, I can be the professional that can come in, especially if they keep Tibbs. If you're a veteran out there, you know you can come in, play your role on a championship level team. Like, there's going to be guys out there. I don't know. I don't have the list of free agents in front of me. But you know there's going to be dudes out there who may have been stars or may have shown the ability to be stars that will take a lesser role to come and be on a team like New York. Because of all the top teams left, maybe Houston is going to be another destination for other teams as well.
Dudes
San Antonio,
love Houston.
You know, and then taxes, women, food, lots of reasons to love Houston.
I love Houston.
But you know, New York might have, outside of the taxes, New York probably has the same sort of like allure, and more than that, like you've seen that being good in New York is good for your brand. Look what being a good role player for New York has done for Josh Hart. Josh Hart is a household name in the NBA because he is a great role player. You don't think there's a bunch of role players out there that can come in and be Josh Hart-like?
Brian just said it. Giannis has businesses here. Like, I'm sure you don't have to be a Giannis-level NBA player to have a business in New York.
Fact.
You have dudes who are like not NBA players at all who have businesses in New York.
Right.
You know, like
I think
we all have our own independent media ventures.
I think that's a good point, Kaz. I do. I think it's a good point. Look, I understand patience is short, and we'll wrap shortly. Apologies to my producers because
I know it's the end of the season, man. We still
Dev says it here. You guys should know better than anybody. It's not enough, even if you got to the finals. Y'all have seen finals runs. The goal is championship and nothing else. I think the goal is a championship, but it doesn't make your season a failure if you don't win a championship, it doesn't mean your season's a failure. I don't subscribe to that.
I don't either,
because that's a miserable existence.
I think you have,
especially if you're no offense, but especially if you're just a fan. Like if you're a player, you could be like, oh, you know, winning and nothing else, whatever. But like if you're just a fan of a team, like I think you should be have your critiques and whatnot.
51
you got
wins.
To the 51
you
wins.
Knocked off the defending champions.
Knocked off the defending
most
champs.
wins you had since 2012.
You were 6 wins away from winning the
conference finals for the first time in 25 years. Like it's okay to be cool with that. It's okay to be happy with that. Now, yes, you do want to win a championship next season, and it's going to be challenging because look at all the other teams.
And you know another reason why you feel cool about it? The top doesn't feel insurmountable.
You're
like
there.
Tyrese Haliburton isn't Jordan. He's not like this big Like, it's not like when LeBron was running the East. It's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do to get past LeBron? Like, you clearly have shown you can beat these guys. You clearly have shown you can beat the Celtics. You clearly have shown you can beat the Bucks. We don't know what the Bucks are gonna look like next year.
All season we've said
you are you are part of the top class of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, like all regular season we've said they look a tier below. Like it was the Celtics and the Cavs, and then it looked like the Knicks and the Pacers, and then everybody else. And we see in the playoffs, it's like the Celtics might not be the same next year. Yeah. They're not going to be the same next year. We don't know what extent, like we don't know if Tatum's going to come back in March or just sit out the entire year. That's an important thing. Cleveland, they might shake things up a little bit. Evan Mobley just got Defensive Player of the Year and All-NBA, so he's going to get a lot of money. They're going to try to move some things around cap-wise maybe. We'll see what happens with Darius Garland. Are they going to make a trade with Orlando because Orlando wants to get a creator? Are they going to take back Jalen Suggs who costs less? Whatever. Like, there are things Cleveland's going to try to do. They're going to be up there, but the Knicks made it to the conference finals. Ultimately, Cleveland did not. And then from there, when you look at Indiana's going to the finals. They're sort of the bar right now, but it's not like an insurmountable bar. You were with them for most of the series.
2 games away.
You need you know what you need to beat Indiana. Now,
here's
really
here's the thing I will caution though. Runs away.
And here's the thing I will caution though. Like the talk was also the Knicks were built to beat the Celtics, built to beat the Celtics. Just because you're built to be one team, obviously, like you still have an issue with Indiana because Indiana's an entirely different matchup because they don't hunt for threes in that same way. They're more balanced offensively. They play at a rapid pace and they play their depth. They could play 10, even 11 deep if they wanted to comfortably. So to be versatile, to have multiple ways to win, and to keep building your team, you need depth. That's the main thing, first and foremost, that the playoffs teaches you, because depth you can have against anybody. It doesn't mean like you're built to beat this team or built to beat that team. If you have depth like Indy does, because Indy can hang with anybody just because of their depth.
And that's the thing about the 2 teams that are left standing in the NBA are versatile
and deep.
They're deep.
Yep.
That should be the lesson for people going forward. The other
you got the hard stuff done.
The other thing, yes,
I agree. Stars.
The other thing the teams have, the one other thing I would add is both those teams have continuity. And they both went through things where the OKC got knocked out in the second round of the playoffs. Indiana got knocked out in the conference finals last year. Continuity. Neither of those teams made sweeping changes. I know OKC got Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency.
And Caruso.
They traded them. Those are not sexy trades and signings. Yeah. See? You see people?
It could work.
They're not sexy trades and signings, and they're in the finals.
Right.
They didn't change their coach because they got knocked out, and they're in the finals. You can make small moves, and it can work because continuity matters.
Yeah.
But in sports, everybody wants to change everything quickly, tear it down. Who has that worked for? Please show me the example in the NBA. Can you guys show me where in the NBA somebody made a sweeping change, and all of a sudden they won the title?
Even when the Heat signed LeBron James and Chris Bosh,
they were 9-8 after 17 games, and they lost in the finals.
Yeah,
it took a year. And by the way, they just went to the finals a couple of years ago. They ain't fired their coach because they lost.
No.
Yeah, you know why? Because you have to, not to be all Sixers on this, you got to trust the process sometimes, right? But now for some people,
that's a team that makes changes and it don't work out for them ever.
There you go.
And they
still haven't got to the conference finals since AI was there.
I do think Kaz said something that's really true in here, and it does have a difference in the ages of people within the fan base.
Sure.
If you're a young Knicks fan, I get it. You've never seen any of this before. So you're like, oh man, I was happy. You don't even understand the process of team building. And I'm not saying that with any shade. You just don't know.
Beyond 2K, yes.
You just don't.
No, because I know that's why I brought it up, because I know that's a trigger for you.
No, because I do think I say this all the time, guys. 2K and the trade machine has ruined
the sports.
Ruined the sports for people. And I would play 2K, but people.
I love 2K.
You know
Great
why? Because people make the trades and like, yo, I could be a GM.
I might play tonight.
See how this works.
When I go home.
And the thing is, what they don't value is like, yo, chemistry.
That's how Mike McDaniel got on. He was really nice at Madden.
Yo,
running the Dolphins.
And I'm seeing in the chat, Dev is saying, why should Tibbs be impervious though? I didn't say Tibbs is impervious.
Not impervious.
I'm not saying
no.
that.
If you look,
and he also says, if there's better options, why not try them? How can you prove to me that there are absolute better options out there?
And if you can, try them. But we don't know if there are.
We don't know if they are. I would tell all the time, you could try any other coach. Maybe it works. For every time you switch for a Mark Jackson to a Steve Kerr, You switch from another coach, it doesn't work.
Look at the Milwaukee Bucks.
Look at the Bucks.
The Bucks won a title with Mike Budenholzer. They thought they needed to go get an established coach in Doc Rivers to take him over the top. Ask them how that's working out.
There's someone else in between too. By the way, look at the Suns since they went to the finals in 2021. They keep changing coaches.
They changed
they did the star thing that I'm thinking some Knicks fans may probably want to do. Like they got the 3 stars together.
And I was screaming to people that wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
There's a guy out there. There's a guy out there right now making some between $10 and $15 million a year in the NBA. That's going to be the difference for the Knicks making or not making the conference finals or the NBA finals next year. The change isn't in the big shiny fish.
I agree.
Yeah.
You have the shiny fish already. The shiny toys are in your possession.
Are the shiny toys perfect? No,
but
who is defensive liabilities?
No
Absolutely. Your job is to build a team around that. Like if you think that Tibbs, I'm going to call all the people out. If you think the Knicks lost this because Tibbs lost them the series, you're out of your mind. Tibbs did not lose them. He was not on the court. He did not lose them game 1, as Kaz asked me. You're out of your mind on that. That's not what happened. And I know y'all are better than this.
I don't think so.
I know y'all are better than this.
They're going to be on your ass.
I believe y'all could be better than this, is what I should say. Right? If you don't like Tom Thibodeau as a coach, you don't think he's a good coach. Brian and I think he's a top 6 coach in the NBA. Some people don't think so. If a top 6 coach gets you within 2 wins of the NBA Finals, what I would then say is, okay, then you got to get one of the coaches that are better than him
in the top
to win
5.
the finals. And those coaches in the top 5 ain't going nowhere.
No.
So where are you getting this coach? I'm not saying there could be a coach that's better than Tibbs. I'm not definitively saying that. But where are you getting? Because y'all say Mike Malone because he's won a title. Okay? But Mike Malone literally does the same things Tibbs do that y'all are criticizing him for.
And he ain't coming with Nikola Jokic.
But just because he's from New York, you're like, oh, it's going to work. Nah.
I do like Mike Malone though, as a dude. Like he's definitely somebody who
I like him too.
I think personality-wise,
I like his personality.
That's what I'm saying. Like he could have all the Tibbs-isms with a little bit of a younger, more,
he'll make media waves.
Yeah, a little bit
great
more
for
personal,
us, content-wise.
Yeah, like
I just need to know is he going to utilize the depth though? That'd be my biggest thing with him.
But hey, if you just lost a job because of that, like, and the Knicks fan base is telling you to do that, I
hope you would learn.
I think anybody who coaches the Knicks yesterday, or whether it's Tibbs or anybody else, has learned that this league is won by the 10th guy, not just the first guy.
I agree with you. I just want to address something Dev said. He said it's not okay. And Dev, we appreciate you because you've been rocking with us.
We appreciate everybody in the comments, honestly.
It's not about liking Tibbs. It's about, do we think he's the one to get us over the top? Now, Dev, I will say this, and we do have to wrap. That is a fair question. I don't think it's a ridiculous question. I don't think it's crazy to think that. I will say what I feel, and I'll let you guys say what you feel, and then we can wrap. I think that I had a lot of questions about Tibbs throughout the playoff, coming to this playoffs. Is he going to make adjustments? Is he going to show that he's willing to make adjustments? Particularly going to the Boston series, I had a lot of questions about. I said, this is a series he has to show you make adjustments. He did.
Yeah.
He went to switch everything defense.
Coach circles around Joe Mazzulla.
He was huge. You got to give credit where credit's due.
They beat the champs.
Now, in the Pacers series, the reason the Knicks lost the first 2 games, I don't think it's because of adjustments. I hate the word adjustment sometimes. I think it's a lazy
It's overused, right?
Like,
it's an overused catch-all.
If you make this adjustment, then they'll win the game. They're not robots, man. Like you said, players have agency.
Yeah.
Did he make adjustments in this series? He played 9 and 10 deep when he
changed the starting lineup.
Like, are we not?
He changed the starting lineup.
Yeah, are we not going to give him any credit for that? Right? If he did those things in those 2 series, I think it's fair to then ask. Take the question that Dev said. Do you think he can adjust further? Maybe he's a stubborn 68-year-old man. Maybe, or maybe,
probably,
or maybe he's learned some things and adjusted in this playoffs and can adjust even further next season or beyond.
Or maybe you got to give him a better roster so you can play more guys.
Yeah. They need a bench game changer. They need a guy that comes in as the 6th or 7th guy. And Deuce has had moments like that, and even Precious Achiuwa had moments like that. But you need a bona fide guy. You need a 6 starter. You need a bona fide guy off the bench.
I think they kind of have that now with Mitch or Josh.
Or Josh,
whichever one.
True,
but like I get what you're saying. Though.
I mean, a game changer offensively.
You need like another real bench.
You need a real guy. You need a guy who can carry your second unit offensively every night out. Like, I know he's not a player anymore, but like in a perfect world, you go and get like Jamal Crawford.
I was thinking Jordan Clarkson.
Or Jordan Clarkson or something like that. Like, you need a guy. Like, you already
I mentioned this at the trade deadline.
You have all the pieces already as far as like ancillary. Like Deuce could have moments where he's, microwave-ish, but you need a guy who is an absolute, you could pencil in 13, 14 points per game every single night off those bench.
I don't disagree with that.
Those 13 or 14 points off the bench that you can count on every night, in addition to the Josh Hart hustle, in addition to the McBride threes, in addition to the Shamet threes and all that type of stuff, those points could have put you in the finals this year if you had that guy.
I think that's fine, fair. I see Stephen Beach. He has said Rick Carlisle wasn't guarding Brunson. Nembhard owned him in the second half. Better team, period. I feel like that's one of the most logical things I've seen in the chat. Yeah, like sometimes players just didn't execute, right? They played better. That's fine. They need depth. It's okay, guys. It's part of the process. They can add to this.
Yeah.
I saw John said, oh, the media wants mediocrity. Fans expect more than that. No.
Also, you can't call this mediocre.
Like getting to the Eastern Conference Finals is mediocre now. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking
They
about?
were in the Final Four for the first time since 2000. I was 6 years old the last time they were in the Eastern Conference Finals.
But you know what's good about this, though? Now the Knicks, we talking about all the things that we're not used to having as Knicks fans or whatever. Now they have expectations. Now they know next year. Now next year, if they fall short of those expectations, you get tipped out of there.
I think that would be fair.
Now you need to get back here and get me over the top. And if not, then I think changes need to be made. But I think you did everything you set out to do. I think if you would have told me at the beginning of the year that this team would get out of the second round, be 2 games away from the conference from the NBA Finals, you'll take that. And
beat the Celtics.
Listen, I'm a petty person. If I could take anything away from this season,
that brought you joy.
Knowing that we sent the Boston Celtics home brought me an immense amount of joy, and I'll take that. I'm leaving here with something, as the meme goes. But
Dev says Sam Cassell, Dan Hurley. I don't know if
Dan Hurley. No thanks.
Dan Hurley. No, I don't know what Sam Cassell like. Is this good? You want this to be his first NBA job?
No.
You know what I mean?
I
agree with Kat. It's like, I think if they got wiped out by the Celtics, Tibbs would be out of here. They won that series and they competed in this series and they got to the conference finals, period. So, start of a new sentence now after the period. But because of this, I don't think I'd be stunned if he's not going anywhere. I mean, if he's going somewhere.
I got you.
I'd be stunned if they hire a new coach. I think you run it back next year, run it back with Tibbs, make your moves around the margins, unless the Giannis thing, like we can talk about that, whatever. But you make your moves around the margins, you go and compete again. And as Kaz said, and as Dex has been saying, if you fall flat, if you lose in like the first round next year, or even in the second round, if it's to like the Hawks, the Heat, the Magic, something like that, then
the Knicks have standards for the first time in 25 years.
It's dope. It's dope they got standards.
Yeah.
It's good to be relevant. It's good to have expectations. Because remember what it was like when you were not relevant. We all remember here. I remember that.
And I remember Alexi Shved.
Yeah, nobody wants to go back with that. But we've gone way
thinking Kevin Knox would be a thing.
We have gone way over time. I want to, we got to put a bow on this. So I have to thank, because we did this for 18 games, including we did that last game against Boston in the regular season.
Yeah.
And we did this for 18 games.
Longer than we thought. We damn near made it to June.
We did. We almost made it to June. We were so close.
We were 1 game away from June.
We got to thank everybody who's rocked with us, all the guests who come in this seat, a lot of different people. Kaz, you were the last guest of the season, so you have that distinction, although I'm sure you would not want to be 0-1. But, all our guests were dope. All the commenters in the chat were dope. We have people from other teams coming in. We appreciate you guys for doing this. We'll do a lot more of this next year. We're planning on doing this with some other sports. We'll be doing it with the Liberty. So there'll be more times for us to do this.
Guys, Cancun on 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, Cancun.
I'll go to Puerto Rico instead.
There you go.
I can see my family.
I will let everybody know we will be back to our weekly episodes of New York Got Game. We'll have one tomorrow, hopefully with a special guest, sort of breaking down the next season and looking ahead a little bit of what we did here. So we will do that. Again, I really appreciate the fans. Also have to thank the people behind the scenes, all my producers that worked on this, Tommy Cohen, Tommy Hogan, Nick Federico, our editor, Wesley Splain, producer Erica Block, Olivia Cilio.
Yes.
As well, I want to thank all the people that made this possible because they worked a lot behind the scenes to make sure it's good, cutting up all the social clips.
Right now,
working,
as we speak.
Yeah, doing all the good stuff for this. So this was a lot of fun. I'm always sad when the Knicks season is over because it's part of the show we do in New York Got Game, but we continue with the Liberty and other stuff and off-season talk. So it'll be all going. Awesome. New Met show debuting tomorrow.
Yep.
So a lot of good stuff. Support this guy right here.
Hey.
Even though we gave him some Staten Island shade earlier, and he's probably mad at me. Support him.
That's all of him. I'm used to it.
Except he does a great show in the best borough in New York, which is Brooklyn, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
you can catch him. You can catch him on
Subscribe.
Let the other people know what else you got going on, man.
If you're a wrestling fan, you can catch me on the Ringer Wrestling Show every week, Monday and Thursday, with my guy David Shoemaker.
I do that.
Got some great guests as always. Good wrestling talk. 7 p.m. in Brooklyn every Thursday. Great guests from all over the world of entertainment, athletes, sports, but of course our incredible crew: Carmelo Anthony, Rudy Gay, Monica McNutt, the Kid Miro, and myself. Best podcast in the game. No offense to you guys.
I'm not it's one of my favorite podcasts. So I'm not offended. I just try to be around greatness. That's it.
I appreciate that. And yeah, man. Say Less with Kaz, Oki, and Rosie, our music show we do every single week. Make sure you check that as well. But man, shout out to all the Knicks fans that I get to see. It's like it's weird. It's like the excitement of the game and then like the realization that it's over. It's like, oh man, all right, well, I guess I'll see y'all next year. All the Knicks fans I get to see all throughout the season that show mad love at the Garden, show mad love at the Delta Lounge. I show mad love to the podcast, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. MSG Network shows me love all the time. Like, you guys here. I love being part of this Knicks world in many different ways, shapes, and forms. So another season, no championship, but I got to honestly say this has been one of the most enjoyable Knicks seasons I've had in my life. I can't wait to run it back next year, man. It's gonna be a good one.
Can't wait either, Kaz. I appreciate you, brother. Always appreciate you. When I see you,
I
see you at the Garden.
Yes, sir.
We always connect. I feel like sometimes I'm at games, I don't realize you at the games like the fourth quarter. And I float,
man. I float.
Because sometimes you'll be like right below where I'm sitting in the media section. I'll be like, oh, Kaz was there. And then like Jeff will be there. And I'll be like, damn, I didn't even see him. But I'm always glad to see you, man. And more stuff like this. You hopped on Got Game a couple of times this season, so we appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
As always, please, as Kaz said, follow all the work he does because he does a lot of great work. He's seriously I'm not saying it because he's here. It's one of my favorite people in sports media with what he does because he's so diverse and it shows you work hard, you can do a lot of different things, and that's dope. Brian, obviously my partner for a long time, I've rocked with doing the Sports and Hip Hop podcast to this year. Please check out his work as well. He does a lot of great stuff too. And this is just, beautiful how we always can support each other as always too. Again, thank you to you, the fans. Thank you to the wonderful people here at the New York Post Sports Department behind the scenes. We appreciate you for the final time for a Knicks live watch party.
For now.
Until next season.
For now.
We will see you. Peace and love to everybody. Be well. Keep the faith. Keep the energy. Enjoy the Knicks offseason. We'll see you soon.
Peace.